Hey everybody, welcome to finally another recording of the podcast. It's been a little while.
We're back. We're not dead.
No, we have not died yet.
Just emotionally dead, but we're still here.
Yeah, nothing's got us yet. No Rona, no Omicron, Percy eyes, and none of that stuff. We're all alive. We live.
For the most part.
We're definitely going to get more recordings out this year. That's going to be the next main plan. Is we're going to have more podcasts, more cool stuff, hopefully. And just kind of keep the ball rolling. Again, I'm still the same guy. I'm still Nate, one of your finding guys for the podcast. Here with my good buddy Roger.
Hey everybody, it's me, Roger. I'm still here.
Hopefully, alive.
For the most part. Well, alive at least.
Extra energy, most definitely.
Definitely, because
I thought you were going to flip the table there for a minute when you meowed.
Well, I mean, we haven't done this in a couple, 5-8 weeks.
Shut up.
So, I mean...
Get it.
Well, I mean, I guess in our defense, we kind of have jobs, 9-to-5s.
Hopefully we sound a lot better. We have a new microphone to get everybody. Instead of if you had to try to power through the Halloween podcast, which a lot of people didn't complain. Actually, I have one complaint from somebody who listens to our podcast.
Really?
And you know what they said?
I want to hear
You
this.
need to speak up.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
Yes, and you were on the good side of the mic that day, which is hilarious.
I'm pretty sure I was very clear on that.
Yeah. Anyways,
That's very discouraging.
it was somebody I work with.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess I can stop by at work and just tell them they can just shut up.
I'll tell you who it is after the podcast, so we're not name blasting people.
That's fair.
But it's funny either way. It made me laugh. I was like, he was on the good side of the mic. Okay.
I have an idea of who could it be, but we'll find out afterwards on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
We'll see next time on Dragon Ball. Imagine we can get Kyle Avery.
Oh my God! If we can get him here,
one day, people, I promise you.
we're gonna get.
I shouldn't say that, but I'm gonna try to get us.
You know what? No, we're gonna promise that one we try. We're gonna get someone big in here.
I mean, I'm big in here.
Famously big.
I'm famous. My face is on the internet. If you didn't know, I'm actually on a YouTube video that has to do with me, where my work. That'll be a thing for another day.
That was funny.
So, like I said, welcome back on in. We're here with the podcast up and running. It's going to be, Mike is going to be joining us a little bit later into the podcast. He's going to have some news and information for the arcade, which is awesome. You know, it's always good to hear that somebody that's helped us grow to become a podcast is hopefully growing out his whole thing as well, so that he can get his arcade even better than it already is, so we can have a bigger blast in the ball.
Oh yeah.
All right,
that news.
So we're gonna roll into it. Since Mike's not here, we can do the anime section very easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So main thing is New Year. Got some new animes coming, I'm sure. I'm behind on the list. I was actually digging through a couple of different of my streaming sites. By the way, thank Google for remembering all the passwords. I was able to get back into some of them.
Oh,
the one you gave me a login.
Oh, perfect. I'm glad. That's good to hear.
That made my life easier. But with that, I have actually started watching one called All I've Killed is Slimes for 300 Years, and I'm maxed out.
That's a good one.
I watched the first episode. I haven't gotten too far in it, but it's actually pretty funny.
It's a really adorable show. I saw it.
It starts off,
I've
only seen one episode, so I can't even spoil anything because I've seen one whole damn episode.
I can't. I'm fine. I'm not going to.
It's going to mainly be the fact that it's a working corporate slave girl who worked as hard as she could at her little corporate dead-end job.
Yeah.
She worked herself to death at a young age.
Very young.
She said she's 20-something.
Yeah, in her mid-20s.
So
early to mid-20s, yeah.
It's a nisekai hentai. It's an anime. That's that hentai.
Yeah.
It was because I was funny because I was thinking, we should do a podcast talking about hentais that have actually decently entertaining storylines.
There's going to be a few of those.
Sounds as bad as trying to find a porno that has a good storyline. But
there's a couple hentais
there's some out there. So
that'll be for later.
Spoiler for a podcast. So she goes to heaven because she died early. She was given another chance to live, and she asked for immortality and being able to stay forever youthful, which she got.
Yes.
So now she's living in. Well, I guess the kind of Konosuba. Like most of everything gets thrown to a medieval village. It seems like. So I mean, Konosuba did it. RE0 did it.
The list goes on and on. Spirit Chronicles.
Oh god, the list gets longer than I thought it was. I thought I was just gonna name two and then it's stuck.
It goes on and on.
But yeah, no. So she pretty much just fights slimes all day because she needed money to kind of survive, and she did it for 300 years because she's immortal, forever young. So little did she know that she maxed out her level.
Yeah, I think that she pointed out she maxed out like within like maybe 100, like halfway there, halfway there.
Yeah, she maxed out her levels pretty much.
Very early on.
She got really lucky because she started level 1, immortal already. Cade died. It's pretty much playing a game with all the cheat codes on. Well, at least the
never die cheat code. Never die cheating. You gotta have that one.
So that one's pretty good and cute. I'm definitely see if I can get more watching in on that there because it's been very entertaining.
I think you'll like it.
I think so too.
But I had fun watching it when I saw it.
Oh, indeed. Speaking of Kilo animes, Comey Can't Communicate. I was finally able to finish that from what I've been calling the Lost Podcast, which is the one I was supposed to finish and put out last year. I actually talked about how I was watching that, so I can definitely say it's finished now. It's as adorable as it gets.
I told you.
She's just
gonna come back to the last
I remember
one.
we were talking about when she was just manga at the time.
Yeah.
And how everybody was like, do not loot her, and everybody was overly protected. And there's not a lot of R34 of her, and it still is not.
Which I'm okay with.
More so of her team, all of her family members, and more so of everybody else in the class. But not as much Akomi, which is hilarious enough.
Kind of makes you wonder. They really don't want to loot her that much.
You don't loot the school goddess. Apparently.
That's the thing still.
It's super cute. They have stated they're going for season 2, which is awesome. I can't wait to see more of it. I've read a bit into the manga itself and kind of a little bit into it, a little bit more deeper. So ahead of the show, so hopefully I'm going to see how they play it out in the show.
Oh, definitely. That one I'm looking forward to for sure.
But most definitely, like I said, it was an idea. It was a cute. The way how they did the whole social anxiety thing was a very entertaining way that they played it. So it went really well.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, I mean, like I said, great anime. I liked it. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, if you like the kind of like,
it's really wholesome. Like,
if you like the wholesome
really
kind
wholesome.
of overly done day-to-day life of school, it's pretty great.
This one I
Sedano was a very entertaining main character.
He is. He is.
But he dresses as a maid, and that still gets me to this.
He has no business looking this good.
I knew you liked Astolfo.
Get away from me. Look, that's a whole different subject we need to talk about, all right?
We'll get into it. We'll have a whole thing about trans. That'll probably be the hentai podcast.
Look, that's a fake topic. That's a fake conversation, and we're not going to get into fate just yet. This fate series is a whole spider web of God knows what. So,
I tell you what,
the people in the comments, if you know what fate is, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, if you don't get into it. Trust me.
It's like that argument with Evangelion. It's a fun and interesting show. Don't ever watch it.
The problem.
Don't play the gacha game. Don't watch the anime.
Because the worst part, we'll see with every guy, it's great. Yeah, because it's linear. It's beginning to end. Fate's like this series starts this one, but there's a spoiler to that one. It's like a nasty, disgusting red line conspiracy wall that has no beginning or ending. You start here, you spoil that one.
Sounds like you're talking from experience. If I go to your room, I haven't been to your house recently.
It's been.
Do you have a wall?
I got 4 walls.
I know you have 4 walls, but do you have one that's just covered in red lines? You're trying to figure out the different timelines. I mean, because I know Cody had the one with Legend of Zelda, so.
Oh, he had that one. Yeah, that's all him.
But luckily, they put a book out for that, so he could take it down.
Thank you, Jesus.
Which he does have. He has the Legend of Zelda lore books, though.
I remember.
That made me laugh.
He went out of his way to buy. He bought those. He went out of his way to buy them.
Yeah, you know how it goes. You get into a show or you get into a game or
Series.
anything in general.
Anything, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you become a fanboy, so you do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way it goes. It's
he doesn't.
life fanboy.
Oh, yeah, but definitely.
Then, staying on with the Netflix animes, I was able to... I was actually popping in to see if the new... I forgot if I had seen the new episode of Comey Can't Communicate. And there was another one in my suggested called Way of the House Husband.
I want to watch that one. It looks... I've seen clips, and I've been laughing.
I finished it. It's really funny. And the best way how I can put it, it's if you take... I guess, hopefully, people who are listening to this maybe play Yakuza. But if you take Kazuma Kiryu and made him into keeping his serious persona and make him into a house husband, and he wants to be the best husband around, which is just purely wholesomely great.
That does sound pretty wholesome.
But the man still looks like a Yakuza.
Yeah, because I just remember a clip. He has a really cute teddy bear apron, but he has the aviators and the scar on his eye.
He's always wearing the damn apron. First of all,
yeah, I've always seen but he wears different aprons, doesn't he? So I've seen different clips, and he's just
So he's usually wearing a Shiba Inu one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can talk one of my friends, and I'm pretty sure you have an idea of who I'm going to talk to see if we can make him do a cosplay of him. That thing
eventually.
is funny as shit.
Eventually, we're going to get him to do it.
So Well, we got to get in the white suit still.
First things first. We got one step at a time. We got one step at a time.
Because remember, he's already had the calling. He's gonna do a cosplay.
He has to do cosplay.
After that one cosplay. I'll tell you the incident real quick.
Little side note. Side story real quick. We're gonna.
So we were animating that series. It was last year, and we were walking down one of the main midways, and on this level happens to be a place where they did karaoke, which I don't know why you wouldn't put it into a room. You're gonna have it out there where everybody else can see you, and when you have a bunch of weebs trying and attempting
to sing,
to A, sing, and B, read the romanticized versions of the songs, it's even better. So,
well, let's hope they were inebriated. Let's hope they had some alcohol in the systems until where they.
That's what I want to see if we can poke them with alcohol enough that we can just take a glass, put some ice in it, shove them onto a stool, and see if we can make them do Bakamatai.
I mean, that's fair, you know. But I don't want to get him to get too into it because he's getting really depressed. And I don't want to take care of that.
No, because he won't get depressed. Because by the end of it, on that, we're going to figure out how we ended up in a Japanese bar all of a sudden. That's what happens. Because remember, in the thing, it keeps cycling through all these different views.
It was a kind of bit of a slideshow.
And then somebody's going to do Majima, right? He's going to do the Cinderella.
I mean, I haven't roller skated in years, but I mean, I can roller skate. This is like ice skating.
I'm going to watch you do it just to fall on your ass. So, but either way, so that's that ramble.
I'm not against this idea.
But anyway, so Way of the House Husband, he's an ex-Yakuza member. He's known as the toughest, I think he's like the immortal dragon.
Right.
And he becomes a husband to a cute girl named Miku.
Mm.
And he wants to be the best husband around, which, you know...
That's adorable.
That's awesome. That's what you want to do, you know?
That's every man's fantasy.
That's what anybody who's anybody on it, that just wants to be able to get married, have the wife, and know that they can do everything they can for her.
They want to make
even if they are ex-hard-hitting freaking Yakuza members.
Doesn't matter where you came from, just as long as you know what you're doing now, I guess.
But, so, like I said, he looks like a Yakuza. He's got the full dragon back tattoo. He's got the aviator scar over his eye. Usually always wearing kind of a relaxed black suit. And, of course, he always has this Shiba Inu apron.
That's pretty funny. I'll definitely watch that one then. I'll probably watch it. I've seen clips. I really want to watch it. I was like, okay. Yeah, it's just one of those shows where it's on my watch list, but I just never sat down to watch it. Everyone has that, you know. If you know Mal, you know, everyone has the watch list. Oh, this is what I want to watch. This is what I'm going to watch. 4 pages. You guys know this. Everyone knows it. No matter what. It doesn't even have to be anime. It's like regular shows. I got like 10 shows I'm going to watch, but I'll get to it later.
Yeah, but it's a good series.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 11 or 12 episodes, and they're only like 15-minute episodes.
Oh, that's really short.
Like a little mini-series.
Oh, really? That's not too bad then. You can just like binge that in like, what, 2 hours maybe?
Oh, I pretty much almost did it in one day, and I stopped halfway through because I was like, I'm going to give this a little bit because I was dying laughing at the point.
Oh, my God.
It was funny. And it's just hilarious because it seems like everybody in this world who used to be a life of crime, has now moved on to trying to be a normal person. I mean, hell, there was another one who was known as his equal, who now runs a little dessert van out of a little VW bus.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, now I have to watch this.
It makes me mad because they try to hustle into the territory because they're trying to get in on the new trend, which is boba tea.
Oh.
So they make the pearls and everything. It's hilarious.
Okay,
get a chance, give it a watch. It's really funny.
Yeah, you had me a dessert VW van and boba tea, so I definitely have to watch this. I'm definitely going to watch this tonight.
Pretty great.
I'm just going to binge it tonight while I'm just playing online or something.
Most likely. So that's pretty much the anime for right now. Like I said, I'm about to get more into it, see if I can find me a couple more shows. I'm not rewatching a couple of series, which is good. That means I'm doing something better for now.
Yeah. I mean, because same thing I thought about rewatching, Cowboy Bebop. I'm like, you know what?
Speaking of Cowboy Bebop,
you saw the live action, right?
That's a wonderfully great segue because I'm sure everybody's already heard it, but this is Nate's review of Cowboy Bebop live action. And I'm going to pull on my reviewer hat, trying to make myself sound really good and very professional, and I am very much not so.
You want to be fancy?
So, watch the whole series. I went in it with just open it, Roger.
No!
I went in with an AI of, I feel it's going to be bad, but I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to watch it, see how it goes.
Okay.
And like I said back in the previous one, is I go in because I want to see what is the references, what's the Easter eggs, what's the fan service. I want to see what they're going to do to bring the reference. So
I tried. I'm not gonna lie.
Watched it, episode 1 to the end, and
How he's still alive.
I like John Cho.
Oh, he's a great actor, great guy.
He's a good actor. He's a funny guy. I mean, he plays a really good straight man in Harold and Kumar. And he tried to do his thing for Spike. And there's a couple of times where I was like, I can see it. He's channeling Spike.
Fair enough.
He's trying.
I mean,
But he didn't get too far, unfortunately, on that there. But, like I said, he played the best that he can. Everybody else who played their characters did pretty all right there, except for one person who I'm going to hold off on for the time being. But the whole series it's a reimagining of the series. Everything, it has a different ending. Its characters are kind of spaced out differently.
We don't know how it ended because it's only one season with a cliffhanger, in my opinion.
I mean, I guess, even. I mean, the original series at least had a straight-up ending, even though people want to argue about it, but it's a straight-up ending.
Allegedly.
But, so I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't care that Jet Black was literally a black actor. That did not care. He did a great job.
Jet. I honestly think he did a good job. See, that's the one thing I liked about that show.
They didn't pull because Faye was supposed to be Chinese in the original one, I think, is the way how they played out there. If I looked at my lore correctly, she's supposed to be Chinese because she's from a Chinese rich family.
I think she was, yeah.
So the costume had to change, which happens on that. Joining us now is Mr. Mike. He's coming in right in the middle of the review, so let me finish up the review and we'll give him some ramble time. I'm actually talking about a show called Cowboy Bebop. They did a live action.
Oh, I started to watch that.
Oh.
I've never seen
The original?
I haven't seen the anime, so I figured I was not doing well.
Okay, well,
all right.
I mean, we can also get his opinion on what he thinks so far as well.
Well, okay, so how much have you seen of it at least?
Like half an episode.
Half an episode.
It was really cool looking. I played it up here.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
It was really cool though. Look
So-
cool. What do y'all think? Does it suck? Good?
So he only watched one episode.
I couldn't get past that.
I finished the series.
I tried. I really did.
Alright.
And I'm a fan of the original series, so like I say, the characters, they did what they could. Like I said, I didn't care that Jet Black was a black actor. He did good as Jet Black. John Cho tried to do what he could. He had moments where he was Spike, and I could see him kind of being the character.
Yeah.
That was Harold though, from Harold.
That is still
that is
Harold
yeah,
Kumar.
we
I was
always
making sure.
Yes, you were very correct on that. It is.
Cool.
It's kind of weird seeing Harold just kind of like punching, beating people up. Like, okay. That's cool.
It was actually done by his whole fighting scenes. I know a couple people watch Cowboy because it has a really good action history to it. Is the live actions was done by the same team who did the fight choreography. Well, I was trained by some of the people who did the fight choreography for the John Wick series.
Oh,
so you see
sweet.
a little bit of the kind of
Yeah.
a little bit more realistic fighting. It's not running at full speed. It's running at this really weird kind of like half speed, and it kind of throws it off in a sense.
But you can almost see it though.
But and then, like I said, they tried. The episodes are out of order. The way how they did everything was kind of like episode 5 is a completely different episode. There was Edward was not in the series. You get Edward at the end, kind of at the random point in the series near the ending.
Yeah, it's like
and
all of
it
5
throws off
minutes.
because she plays a major part throughout the anime.
Yeah, she's really
So that was
good.
a hit. It's getting renewed, right?
So supposedly.
About
They
that.
reached
what
the number of signatures needed to try to bring it back.
Cool.
But
Here's a-
there's
my favorite part.
there's a counter against that has like 2 to 3 times more signatures
my
saying that they
God.
shouldn't.
That they shouldn't do it.
So if they do more, I will watch it and I will review it. I will
You have fun with that.
I will keep up my reviewer ability and I'm going to watch it.
So when I saw the trailer for it, I was actually excited for it. I've never seen the anime, but I always heard really good things about it.
Oh yeah, it's
And
definitely a watch.
You know, I was like, man, I'm going to watch this, and I put it on up here just because it had just a really good.
Yeah,
I wanna-
oh.
Did it have any nudity in it?
This show?
No, it got very close. It was still kind of that like made for cable kind of nudity.
Okay,
I think
okay.
the most you get is just 2 women under a sheet that you can obviously see outlines and
Right.
the usual amount of kind of like fan servicey cleavage shots and all that.
You see like the shadow, the
But,
outlining of it, but
I don't. My memory recollection. I was actually sober watching it.
That's
There
surprising.
wasn't a lot of actual nudity to it.
I wasn't when I watched the first episode.
Darn it. I mean, I guess I could have played it up here.
Yeah.
Now I will say
I mean, you still
another
could,
show.
really.
Another show I have watched that does have nudity.
So I
it
cannot
seems.
play it up here.
This show you can't. But I have watched Peacemaker.
Oh, I want to watch that so bad.
It's somehow-
Is it all out or is it coming out weekly?
3 episodes right now.
It's gonna be a weekly thing, yeah.
It's 3
It'll be
episodes right
episodic,
now.
yeah.
John Cena is, I mean, from watching him in The Marine to now,
Yeah.
you can see where he's definitely become a really good actor. At that
So,
point.
did you see The Suicide Squad?
So
I
seen,
did, yeah.
So I've seen both the one
original?
that they did with Will Smith and everybody
Yeah.
else in it. I saw the second one. We actually went to go see that in theaters.
Yeah, we saw that one, yeah.
With King Shark and everything else.
I
And then
love
of
King
course
Shark.
that one leads up into
The Peacemaker.
See, and he
Peacemaker
was
series.
amazing in that.
He did a great
loved
job.
it.
No, he's hilarious, and in fact, it starts playing the whole new kind of idea of his character into the show.
Cool.
And it's funny in the fact that it's just John Cena being wacky and all get out
Yeah.
crazy because this is just what John Cena does.
So
Right.
is he still like doing everything in the name of justice and for America's?
Kind
still?
of. There's
So-
a slight change up in it. Though.
Okay, so
Alright.
he's not going to be sitting there willing to suck dicks on a beach for America if he has to.
If it's for America, you might still.
Fair
But
enough.
like I
because
said-
that there's.
I mean, it's for America, Rod. Come
I mean,
on.
that
You
that made
if
me
you
laugh.
wanted to play
for America.
if you wanted to play up here, you probably have to watch the episode beforehand because I will definitely guarantee there is straight up boob in an episode,
I can't play it over here.
full nudity.
But I can
except-
play it in my house.
It definitely can.
Hey.
There's full nudity without showing much. You just mainly see a
Like the
woman's breast.
Terminator?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I have at this point officially, I have seen almost 99% of John Cena. I've yet to see his penis, thankfully.
Isn't there one movie where he almost did? And it's like a Texan movie.
I wouldn't be surprised. The man's crazy, either way.
I mean, I can touch
But
that.
it's a good series. And
There was a movie with Amy Schumer and John Cena.
I think that's what I'm talking. Where
think
their
I've
parents,
he
heard-
right?
walks
Yeah.
around, and it's just like seeing her next to him. He's like all his muscle,
It's like just jacked.
crazy,
Dude,
and she's looking at him like you can tell she's still shocked in real life on the movie set, looking at this man.
I think he's bigger now because in Peacemaker, he's pretty ripped and jacked. I mean, when you look
none of
at
these guys get any bigger.
well, I mean, like when you look at him in like
Crazy.
you look at him in wrestling, he was pretty well defined. He had this good persona going for his old rappy thing on it there. When you see him in Peacemaker, you got the muscle veins, like he's a little bit roided on it.
Rock's same
He's-
way.
he's a bit
Rock
more-
looks bigger now than
He's
he
a bit
did
more
when he
Oh, yeah.
chiseled out on his whole build, and then since you kind of get a full side view of him pretty much naked, you see where he's built up everything because he used to not have legs back in the wrestling. He's fully built now. He's going for
I
Peacemaker.
mean, look at the shirt he was wearing. It's like literally, it's like they painted the shirt on him. You can see like the pecs going under. Like
I
the
can't wait for more
Like,
Peacemaker. It's
what
definitely
the
going to be a
fuck?
good
I
series.
want to watch that. I've been wanting to watch it. I totally forgot it came out.
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching Boba Fett.
I need to watch that.
That's- yeah,
That's
I
what I
need-
need to watch.
That's another one on my watch
So I'm
list.
definitely getting on that there because I know my buddy Joey's been talking about it a little bit. He says it's been really good, and he's a Star Wars fan. And if he's liking it, that means something at least because he's
Yeah.
one of the old school Star Wars fans that
I am too.
the
I
like
love Star Wars.
the new trilogy and the newest trilogy kind of.
Yeah, that's saying to me.
So
Well, they're gonna remake the last one. You know it, right?
Well,
From-
hopefully.
well,
That's what they're saying.
allegedly.
We'll see how that goes. Hopefully,
I'll believe it when I see it. At this
Alternate
point.
universe. Do like
go back to the old
a
canon.
what if
The what is it? Is it
The
is
what
it
if
a
Star
what if?
Wars? They already have a what if Marvel.
I know. I would watch that. I would watch a what if Star Wars.
Yeah.
And we watched the Star Wars Visions.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
That's actually really good. It's like
Really good.
So the good thing about that one is like each episode is its own story, so you don't have to start from the first episode. You can watch like,
Right.
episode
Oh, right quick.
4.
I didn't like Cowboy Bebop like action. They tried. I will give the second series a shot. But either way, Visions. The reason I really want to talk about Visions is because
Oh shit! I wish I'd seen that.
is because it's done by a couple of different anime studios.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can really see who
You can
does
tell.
what. Like I think my favorite one was the one where it's like more samurai style, and it
Yeah.
was done by the guys who did JoJo.
JoJo, yeah.
And it's just amazing.
It's like the first episode. I think when you watch that, it's like all kind of grayscale, but you can see it's like old. It's like the old school feel to it, but
All the tech looks like it's from the series because that's just the way how JoJo does it. Everything is overly detailed on things. And then you get to like the actual fighting people, and everybody's overly detailed. They've
the
got
fight
their
scene I love regardless.
great fight scene on it.
I need to watch those. So, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm a huge Star Wars collector. I would venture to say you've never met anyone that has as much Star Wars collectibles as I do.
I know multiple Star Wars super fans. I don't know many that have actual collectibles.
Yeah.
I have
Same.
rooms wallpapered and stuff. Thousands and thousands of items. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Once we get
So,
the camera
well-
going, we definitely have to make a stop.
Yeah.
We gotta make a
Oh,
stop.
yeah,
We
dude.
definitely have to make a
Lose
stop.
your mind. I can tell you stories for hours just on individual toys, figures,
shit.
things like that.
That'd
Anyway, they
be
make
another
a
episode.
series of Star Wars. I think they're called movie realization figures, and they are reimagined in samurai style. So I have like a
I've
Darth
seen those,
Vader,
yeah.
I've
I have
seen-
a Stormtrooper. I have a Boba Fett. I think I have a Emperor's Royal Guard.
Yeah.
I think I have a C-3PO, and they're all like they
Well,
look like
if,
samurai.
If you like that, then the first one of Star Wars Vision where they did that, you'll love.
I think you'll love it.
Because
Yeah,
I would definitely say I
definitely.
think you're gonna really love how they did the
I love
lightsabers.
anything Star Wars. I usually really.
I mean,
do.
There's also
An umbrella, lightsaber umbrella. She this one.
oh, the
enemy
lightsaber
has.
umbrella is really cool.
You're gonna like that one.
Just saying the lightsaber umbrella is fun.
Yeah,
to
that's
say.
fun. Lightsaber umbrella. I like
Then
it.
there's
The
another
concept.
one done by I guess Trigger.
Trigger,
I
oh.
want to say Guidance because
Yeah,
but, you know,
there's-
the Trigger.
there's-
So Trigger, they did like 2 segments, and that one
There's-
was really
yeah, they
good.
did 2 episodes.
And it's pretty much one of them reminds me just of Promare.
Yeah, because the Trigger is like, every now and then I call him the Michael Bay of the animation studio because
I wouldn't call him
explosions.
Michael Bay because
Everything explosions.
It's very flash
Well, no,
big.
no, that's not fair to say Michael Bay because Michael Bay they're one to throw money at.
Yeah.
Or Trigger doesn't get that.
But they still
company
make it,
threw
though.
money at him, and it was just for a character
Story.
in Toy Story,
Well, they did a Toy Story dinosaur commercial,
and that was hilariously great.
I mean,
'Cause I was just waiting for Diger and it just burst out of the volcano.
well, I mean, well, like I said, even like I said, I call it Michael Bay regardless because like it's big, flashy explosions. It's like it's literally in your face. They want to make sure you see what's going on. Like, oh, okay.
Well, I guess we could say for sure there's going to be a Star Wars podcast at least.
Oh man,
We're going to do a Star
We're
Wars
definitely gonna
podcast.
have
me on that.
Yeah,
so-
we gotta have.
I'll let
it.
you know.
Like-
I'll let you know beforehand. So if you
Old
want to get your Stormtrooper outfit ready, do it.
I don't have one, but I bet I got a row of T-shirts that I could outfit the whole arcade.
Well, if you ever want to do it,
I mean, I kinda
there's
wanna-
so many maker sets out there that you can buy, almost finished, and you just slap them
You
together.
know, I go to Star Wars celebrations every time they have them. I'm going
Yeah.
this year in May.
Damn,
They
okay.
canceled the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obvious
But,
reasons.
But yeah, I've been going to them
Yeah.
forever, and then all the local conventions and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But no, I'm not more than a T-shirt guy. Now I got pictures all day long. I've posed and hung
Right.
out
Yeah.
with people.
Like, did you go to Fan Expo this past year or?
I didn't because I was here. You know,
Damn.
I couldn't really break away from here. But
Yeah, 'cause
I
Fan
am
Expo-
in May. I'll be going for a whole week because we're going to Anaheim to go.
Oh
Right.
shit,
I'll
there
I
you
get to
go.
go to Disneyland and go to
So I'm about to say,
Star
like,
Wars
let us know where you go,
Galaxies
man,
or
but-
whatever.
That's gonna be awesome.
I'm about to say, let's go
Well-
to Star Wars, like Anaheim, like, oh, Anaheim, about that. My
Yeah.
man, I can't really make
Well,
it out there,
speaking
but if
of
you go
the
to
thing-
Dallas, you give me a call.
Exactly. Well, speaking of the thing that kind of kept you on that there, let's get to your arcade. As everybody knows, Mr. Mike here owns the Electric Starship Arcade, who is most gracious enough to allow us to hold our podcast here. You
Yeah,
can hear him in the
enjoy that,
background. You
y'all.
can hear a couple of the games every now and then. You can hear some of the music. But let's go ahead and get over to you, Mike, and
Sure.
tell us. We're a new year. We're 2022 finally. We are out of the crazy 2020, 2021 area. So
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
as you know, beginning of the year, everybody has their things that they're trying to do to better themselves. What are you doing for the arcade? What is the thing that's making Electric Starship going
Well,
this year?
it's going to be a huge year for us. We started literally the end of the lockdown was the beginning of Electric Starship. So we don't know anything different than COVID, but we've been, successful, throughout all of that. 2021 was higher than our totally expectation. Had there not even been COVID, we still hit most of the time what projected year 3 numbers in our first full year.
Damn.
And even one month I think we even hit like a year 4 numbers, and we're like, oh my god.
Oh shit.
So that's
That's
allowing
something.
us to, obviously buy more games, tons more projects in the back, a lot more hours for me working. I mean, I got here at 7:30 this morning and worked all the way up to 10:45. Ran home, took a shower, took the dog home, and came right back and opened up.
Oof.
So this year, what do we got coming? Well, one, we have 2 expansions. One, there's a room inside the building that was being used for storage. That room has been turned into what's going to be called like the back alley. And this is a beat 'em up room. So it's going to have like brick walls with graffiti and murals. If y'all haven't seen it, I don't know if y'all have seen this yet. I guess not, but it's beautiful. It's amazing. And all beat 'em ups in there. So we're talking
I'm sold. You got me.
Shinobi, Final Fight, Double Dragon, Vigilante, Punisher,
Hey, there you go, Nate. Punisher for you.
Narc, and Pit Fighter.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
all beatings.
So
It's
you
straight
had me
beatings.
a Pit Fighter right there.
Yeah, it's all straight beat 'em up beatings and stuff like that. So I've recently recap capacitors is what you replace in old electronics to make them run good for the future.
Mhm.
So I've done a Capt kit in Vigilante. I've done a Capt kit in Ninja Gaiden is in there too.
Oh, so we gotta get Jared here. We gotta
He's gonna destroy the arcade.
Yeah.
So, do you have any like foam walls or
Oh.
anything like foam bags that you can just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
take frustration out? Because
We're
our
gonna-
buddy Jared might need one of those. if he plays.
Did he play it on the NES or did he play it in the arcade?
He didn't play the arcade. I know he played some of the NES ones
He
because
played
The
Yes.
NES one's a ridiculous hellstorm. It's terrible. The one in the arcade is actually really fun and super playable.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's totally
palatable.
different actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, did y'all
Makes
see
sense.
Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden?
it's Ninja Gaiden.
Well,
God,
okay.
damn, it's 2 words. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, for me,
When I was a
was-
kid, I said Gaiden because it looked like that.
Freaking wizard.
For me, like it was Gaiden at first, but then like it's like over the years, like I was like, okay, it's Gaiden. Then
I'll be honest, I
Yeah,
alternate.
it's
I
the
alternate.
same thing with Ryu and Ryu and
yeah. When I was a kid, it was always Ryu, but then
it
after
was
years-
Ryu when I was a kid. Now it's Ryu.
Yeah, I was like, so now
I guess it was the whole time when I was a Southern idiot, but what
You
can
and
do?
me both, Mike. I'm like,
So anyway, all those games are in there. Shinobi got a new monitor. Vigilante got caps. Ninja Gaiden got a brand new monitor built up from the ground. Basically, I found an old joust cabinet that someone had tried to make it Mortal Kombat 2, and has really terrible ratings on the side that they hand painted. We just left them on there. They're tucked in. You can't see them very well. Double Dragon got a new cap kit.
ooh, there you
I
go.
just went reflowed solder in Final Fight, which was the game we had on the floor, but
Yeah.
when you move the joysticks, it would shift the screen a little bit.
Yeah, I remember. I saw Final
Yeah.
Fight over here, and then just kind of like,
I
where
fixed
did
it
it go?
this
Like,
morning.
ooh,
Yeah, I
there you
fixed that
go.
this morning. New caps and flyback, and both are in. Inside Pit Fighter, and brand new tube from a roadside TV in NARC. The only tube I could find that would actually fit.
Hold on
Oh.
a second. Did you say a roadside TV?
Yeah. So
It's as it sounds, people. It's literally as it sounds.
like people throw out their old tube TVs on
Yeah.
the side of the
Oh,
road.
yeah,
Well, we
I-
pick them up. We have like a little stash of them.
Yeah.
And I had went through every tube, and like every arcade tube I had, and I saw an old TV that we had in the back. I was like, I wonder, could it
Just for shits and
possibly?
giggles, right?
And I opened it up, and it was the only tube that fit like the chassis to make it work, and it
Wow.
worked. Yeah. So brand new picture, because anything. You got to think of an arcade monitor will let burn in from being on 12
Yeah.
hours a day for 20-something years.
Just
as
like
opposed
constant
to
running.
a TV that was in some kid's room. They watched it maybe an hour or two a night, and then
We turn it off,
went
go
away
to
to
bed.
college, and it sat there for the next 15 years. So the burn-in's different, So
Oh, damn.
brand new tube in that, basically.
Nice.
Oh shit!
So
Must be a good feeling, then, huh?
we're getting really close to opening that room. I'm trying to get that open by the end of this month.
I can't wait to see that because I
It'll
want to see
add an
that.
extra 8 games to our floor, just like that. Next step is the spot next door to us.
Mm-hmm.
We're completing the lease on it,
Yeah, I remember you talking about that for a good
and
while.
we're basically going to open a. We're not in the arcade. It's a little tougher for these guys to know where Carnival and House of the Dead are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where there's going to be an opening that goes into this next space.
Gotcha.
It has a stage in there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember
Our,
saying that.
people in our bands and DJs and stuff, instead of
Be
playing
able to-
over here, they'll have their own elevated stage to play on.
Just like a little dedicated space just for.
Yeah, so we'll be able to add, some bigger games because the ceilings are higher over there.
Ooh.
And we'll be able to add some newer stuff. And it'll probably add about 15, 20 games to lineup as well. So we'll be
That I'm really looking forward
probably
to.
close to 115, 120 games
Woo.
on the floor.
See that? I can't wait.
Yeah. So,
I definitely can't wait to see that.
So that's big plans. As far as arcade projects of like missing units that need to be on our floor, Tapper should hopefully be done this year. With
Yeah.
Food Fight, which is a really rare cabinet, really pretty cabinet if you want to look that up.
I feel like it's obscured.
Burger Time,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Return of the Jedi,
Oh.
another one.
There we
We
go.
have a cockpit pole position.
Oh,
Get
wow.
inside cockpit pole position. We have stand-up pole position.
Mhm.
Spy Hunter.
Oh my God,
Another
Spy
one.
Hunter. Yes, I remember that one. That was so much fun.
And hopefully with this new spot, we got a Sea Wolf, which is a newer game but really fun. It's a submarine shooting game.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Skee ball, hopefully. Basketball goals.
Ooh. So you do like a little ticket thing, or is it just
no, you just gotta play for fun, guys. No tickets.
You know, the fun thing is, and I kind of laughed at this about myself. The moment you said you're going to put in Tapper, the first thing I think is like, Mike's going to become Old Man Luzinski from
Wreck-It Ralph.
That's right.
Yep.
So you see him running around, except he won't have the little change down.
I used to say that when kids would come in. Hey, y'all see Wreck-It Ralph? Yeah. You know the arcade yet? Yeah, that's me. If you need my help, come get me.
Just let me know.
We had big groups when I first started, I'd say that. But yeah,
so
we have some really, really neat projects going. 2 expansions and multiple really tough, rare games that are going to hit the floor. And then some just really, at this point, hard to get games because all the other arcades. It's a very competitive market as far as picking up machines. You're not like, I saw it within 5 minutes of it getting posted. And I'm in my truck on my way to you. If you're not that way, you're not going to get it around here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole new world then. I would never expect it.
We got one, talk about, lines in the water. And it's always like, yeah, I'll let you have it. And then, it either materializes or deteriorates,
Right.
So right now, the only line we have in the water as far as new stuff is there's a guy that liquidates CC's former equipment, like CC's Pizza.
Ooh.
And they're going through some changes. So some of the games you see in CC's, or there's this liquidator in Oklahoma. And supposedly on the 24th, I get to talk to him about some possible games. That should be really, really cool. So we'll see. Those are our future plans for 2022. So it should be a big year for us.
I can't wait for that then.
And our lease, basically when we sign this lease with that, it renews this one here. So the 5 years starts over.
Ooh.
We had a 5-year lease total, so it starts over now. And this is an exclusive too, because of us being here. Obviously, the barbershop moved in here, and this is being more revitalized. There's a letter of intent on a comic book shop going to be here too.
Oh, there we go. So not only we can play games, and we can get our comics.
This is going to become the retro little strip mall thing. You got a barbershop, a comic shop, and an arcade on it.
Man, all we need is like coffee and like a restaurant.
Let's go kick the Ace Hard. Let's go kick the
Ace Smart.
They're talking to Haltom City too about changing their rules on food trucks because I'd love to be able to have food trucks out here on the weekend.
Oh, hell yeah.
That'd be really cool.
It would be.
That'd be pretty badass right there.
So, we have all that parking lot out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's plenty of room for it. So, Haltom City's got older rules, so they don't. They have stuff that have to be overcome by them. But anyway,
well, that makes sense.
That's it. That's really it.
Man, hopefully with this, with all these new changes you got going on, I'm kind of hoping it gets you on the radar because I remember you were telling me. Side note: when I went to Chicago, when you told me about the arcade over there, which I'm not gonna lie, I am kicking myself in the teeth because I wish I had gone.
Oh my god, you should have went to Galloping Ghost. You should have went to Galloping Ghost.
I wish I had gone. I told my buddy about it too. Like, David, there's an arcade over here. It's like, man, we should have gone. I was like, I didn't know about it until you told me. I was like, damn it.
The guy that runs it, his name's Doc Mack. He's a super nice guy. Like, I saw him on somebody's YouTube channel. Was interviewing him. He's like, yeah, we've even went to flown to other states to talk to like chambers of commerce to talk them into having arcades and tell them about ours and stuff. And I messaged the guy, and sure enough, he messaged me back, and he was like, yeah, this is what you need to say to them when you're in there. You got to remember, it's all about what money they're going to make off of you.
Right.
Obviously show that you're very happy about this, and this is your dream and all that. That's
but you're
all
committed
great.
to do this.
But you got to get back to the point where they're going to make money off of you.
That's true, man. That's true.
And,
money's got a big mouth, and it does not shut up.
Right, exactly.
Well, like I said, money makes the world go around sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That was Pat Bob. No, that's Rocky World.
Yep. But yeah, I was like, so when you said all these new changes, like, so I'm hoping, for me, pipe dream, if you can get on the radio just like them. Hey, you know what? We're doing a good job here. You're doing something right. You're doing something good here.
Yeah, we'll keep the podcast coming out of here. And
I'm trying.
Driving them all crazy.
But you're doing pretty well so far,
It's
still
hanging in there. We should have some new beers just for you guys.
Hey, I'm always up for some new beers.
Let's play to the crowd here. Should be some new beers either tomorrow or Thursday from Martin House. We got one called Technology Dreams. It's an IPA. They don't do a lot of IPAs, so that's pretty cool. It's supposed to be really good. And then I got Blood Orange Salty Lady, and I had it today and it was good. It was a little bit higher percentage, and I drank it today. It was really
Mm-hmm.
nice, so.
I mean, blood orange sounds pretty good. I mean, that's what we usually do for like revolvers.
Because you're doing the blood honey right now,
And they do blood orange.
it was funny because I remember when we got the blood honey, it was because we were at that one party, and I was like, revolvers are okay, and we ended up drinking. And I was like, yeah, they're all right. But then it becomes that thing of, I think I want one now.
Yeah, like
And
we
it just
drink
slowly
one, like,
infects you.
Yeah, these are like pretty. The Salty Lady's salty. I mean, we had it before, but
Yeah.
this is a seasonal one, so
Right.
we got it. It was good, but very salty. It tasted like a salty beer. So.
Is it saltier than the pickle
Wonderful.
beer that he gets?
It's like that. It
Ooh.
definitely has something to that. Not as sour, obviously.
Fair. I'll take a sip of yours,
Salt,
Nate, when you
sour.
get it.
I think I know one thing. One thing you'll probably notice in the podcast, you'll probably hear a can opening most of the time. Yeah, no, that's not sodas. It's always beers.
It's beer.
It's gonna be like 80%,
It's
90% beers.
It's always going to be usually beers.
Did you mix your rotator with the brown shake there and have a banana strawberry? You should have. That would have been awesome.
Uh-oh.
Well, next time, next podcast, I'm definitely gonna do that.
Better hurry, the rotators are running out.
Oh shit! But just remember, he gave me permission to bring in a drink, and I can mix it
That's
in house.
It's only for the podcast.
Only for the podcast, though.
Podcast drink.
The podcast drink.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do the podcast while we're drinking for that one because usually I always buy one beer because I usually settle with one beer and I'm good to go for my drinking time. So usually it's always either Modelo or Dos Equis because I like my Americanized dirty Mexican beer. Well, I think Dos Equis is more Americanized than Modelo because it's imported.
They're imported from like New York and other northern
Well,
states.
the company that does Dos Equis is from New York, and the guy who's the most interesting man in the world is a Jewish gentleman. But either way,
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I feel lied to.
it's all right. Mike. I believe in you still.
I'm gonna talk about beer because I
I'm
forgot.
going to be able to tuck myself
So
in tonight.
I think,
I don't really sleep.
The world of lies. I woke up to a world of lies.
so pulling ourselves back onto, I guess, a weird track that I think we have.
Do we? I'm actually gonna picture name.
So
that's
you
right.
had X-Men on the floor previously.
Yeah.
You took that off the floor and you
Yeah.
put an even bigger
the
X-Men,
widescreen one, as I call it,
which has got two TVs. Which I was like, okay, so there's one down here, one up
Magic.
here,
It's magic.
and it does the little
You're
mix.
absolute- yes. For everyone that saw his hands, one is down here and one is up here.
So, yeah.
How do you describe it?
You know what the funny part is? When we had the video podcast, none of us will be moving.
Then we're just gonna be sitting like right here. It's like,
Well, you will because you're a very animated talker in general.
oh yeah, I talk with my hands. Like I can't go like 5 minutes without leaving my hands.
At least mine
down
would be easy
here.
because it's just like I can do this like this, and nobody knows what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure it annoys everybody that they don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, it kind of gets on my nerves, but I don't really point. it
You're
out.
watching me, Roger. You can't get annoyed.
Yeah, so I kind of have to deal with it, really, to be honest.
Mike just got to sit here and put up with us, just me doing these kind of weird hand motions in weird directions, and nobody can see it. But eventually we'll have the camera right there, and I'm just going to be sitting there just
Well, see-
sitting here,
Well, you
drinking
kinda-
beer,
well,
being fat.
The most of this actually you do, like most cases, is kind of you do a lot of lean and kind of like lean.
Yeah, I
this way.
bob and I
Like-
waddle because I'm fat. What to do? Just call me fat, Roger.
Okay,
I'm
he
saying
said
it
it.
was more
Not
of a
me.
boxer thing. You were like leaning in and out.
I mean,
you know,
he
just
said it.
kinda
I
ducking and diving
didn't.
and
You guys
dodging.
heard it. Everyone here heard
Duck,
it.
dive, dodge.
I'm practicing.
Dive and dodge.
I'm practicing
Thank you,
for
Mike.
punch out. I'm
See,
practicing
Mike
for
knows
punch
what-
out.
I
Five
mean,
Ds.
because like for me, like I said, I'm more of the hand gesture kind of guy. As you can tell, you know, it's
But,
really hard for me not to.
Or a hand gesture guy on the road.
Oh yeah, you got the. There's endangered because there's only two of
You're
them left.
number one.
Hey!
Let me just get my phone out so I can get a picture right quick.
We don't condone this kind of behavior,
But,
so
Yeah, not in Texas. You can get shot. You gotta be careful with that. But
6-player X-Men.
6-player X-Men.
Back to
And then
TV.
the most weirdest thing is playing on the far left or far right.
Oh yeah.
Because
It's like-
the controls stayed the same,
Yeah.
but the buttons like this, you're kind of doing the down is
That's true.
right,
Yeah.
left is down, and up is
Really, you want to get there first so you can be Colossus.
yeah.
Oh no, I like
Colossus-
playing as Logan. I love my
Oh
Wolverine.
yeah,
Well,
Logan's good too.
for
He's
me-
in the middle too.
I
He's
also-
the villain. Yeah, that's the best part.
But I was bad because like my favorite was Nightcrawler playing that one, but you know, we're
See, I would always go between Colossus and Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah.
Nightcrawler does have that pretty cool little mutant teleport ability.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
for me, I love
What
music
the-
getting out of danger.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
he's
classic, you know, and Colossus
He's just like ramming
blows
booms.
it up.
He's just kind of like going ham on everybody. But it's kind of funny because I remember when that came out because it was either there's like an in between where it's like you're either too short or you're too tall to play it, and like when you try to get that in between, it's like okay, we got this. So you had to be at the right age to play it. If that makes any sense.
So that means we're all too old.
You said it, not me. I'm not old.
Yes, you are.
I'm pretty young.
You're the same age as me.
I'm still, I'm still hip. I'm still young.
And I mean, we're not elder statesmen, but still.
I mean, I'm still.
Not that old.
We're still down with it.
I think hip was where you gave yourself away.
Mike, please don't do this to me.
I hurt my hip when I walked in here.
Ouch.
Yo, my back's killing me. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you sure now when I go word to my homies?
Word.
What up, my home slices?
See, that's why I use home slice.
Totally.
Totes my goat.
Well, I don't even know what that is half the time.
I think I'm like. See, I'm all like, you said that? Wow, okay.
So
Guess
gaming.
who's
So everybody knows right then, of course, that you are the arcade guy.
Yeah.
You own an arcade.
Trying.
Do you ever modern game with anything?
I mean, I used to. I kept up with it and would play, as new stuff came out. But what I would find, as adult happenings happened,
Yeah.
What I would find is, you get an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller in your hand, and it's got, 12 buttons on it or something.
You got like the
and
triggers.
analog push-in buttons that I didn't even know existed, and just
Oh, that
L3,
L3, R3.
Yeah, L3, R3. That's what I was PlayStation.
Z buttons.
Z really was.
Yeah, it was like the
Because you used to be able to get DualShock to the
Yeah.
PS1. That was a later, but
Yeah.
So, what I would find is I'd get a game. I'd be so excited, and you take 30, 45 minutes to learn it,
Yeah.
and then I'd play it for several hours. I'd be super psyched. It'd be great. And then the next day I'd be busy, and the next day I'd be busy. I get back to it 10 days later, plug it all in, and be like, I don't remember any of this shit. Like, there's nothing there. It's not like playing Mortal Kombat, which is still a joystick and 6 buttons, right?
Yeah.
Or 5, if you're not on the later Mortal Kombat with the run button. But
That's
I
kinda
digress. Those are like built-in instructions that I repeated over and over and over as a child.
So like muscle memory at this point.
There's muscle memory, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's you're revisiting something. It's not revisiting something you barely learned a week ago for 30 minutes. It's something you practiced multiple hours and days and weeks.
And I think that's one thing that I think some of the more younger gamers don't realize is that because with like all games currently, it's very common controls in a sense, but you get the run button. It's like when you play Call of Duty and you go play Battlefield, and then the grenade button moves on you.
Yeah.
But when you come and play, when you go into like an arcade game, if it's like, and then you can back you up on this because it's like if it's Street Fighter, it's always heavy, light, block.
Yeah.
Or if it's Mortal Kombat, it's heavy, light, and block.
Right.
Yeah, because you guys like the heavy kicks, the mediums, and all that stuff. Like, because
High kick, low kick.
And the only thing,
the
only thing you really have to
Run.
remember is your frame counting and quarter circles, the full circle turns.
So like all that stuff, again, it's muscle memory. It's something I can even write down. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not right. I mean, I don't know it. Like I couldn't tell you.
it's this. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I can show you.
Yeah, I can show it to you.
Yeah.
So, to answer your original question, no, I don't do much modern gaming because I don't really have the time I want to dedicate. I would want to dedicate to a game. It's so much easier for me to walk up the Hubert. And it's so much more approachable. I'm in and out. I got a high score, whatever.
And I walked in on you playing Star Wars on the little game, and just
I catch you on a good day, man. And you
just watching it. It's kind of horrifying to watch because it's just like there's Mike just playing away, like it's back in the old days.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So I know. So to answer, I really just play arcade games and pinball now. We did crank up the Xbox that has all the emulators and stuff on it. It's the original Xbox that's been modded all to hell.
Yeah.
But all we did was play old arcade games on it. Me and my wife did. That was a couple of weeks ago. But that's like, before that I probably hadn't played a game at home for a year, maybe, And when my last few games that I did play at the house that I had a blast with and took forever was a Mortal Kombat, like 11.
Oh yeah.
That would be the last release game that I played the hell out of, and when they'd have
That was
download
fun.
those,
I'm not playing that.
those downloadable characters that come out.
Yeah.
I'd love doing that. Any wrestling game, I used to play those, but now I don't really watch wrestling, so I don't know the new wrestlers. So a new edition of it doesn't really do anything for me. I used to play those.
When I used to play wrestling games, it was back on the 64 and it was WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I used to love playing on it. I played crazy. I played it so much because I used to hang out at my cousin's house all the time that when you play so much, you created your own wrestler.
Yeah.
I said all the moves, I said everything, and then me and him, we go at it. And we were tag team champions over everybody because our characters were the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I may be able to do a rock bomb like that. Well, I'm sorry, I used to do the people's elbow with everybody.
Yeah.
That was my, but I've always been a rock fan. Will always be a rock. He's my people's champ. You know, I got lucky once, and I was at a place that was doing a huge auction, and somebody had a framed rock elbow pad. Woo! I saw that, and I was like, I want that. $10,000. I cannot afford that.
He's like, I don't need it.
But just knowing that I was a pane of glass away from the people's champions.
People's elbow.
Woo! Covering elbow pad.
Can you imagine if he had that?
I had a buddy named Chad.
I'm gonna get buried with that on my arm, along with my rifle.
Oh my god!
Rifle in one hand, elbow pad on the other arm.
Hey.
Yeah, me and my buddy Jeff, we would play when the new one. We were SmackDown guys. We always played the SmackDowns on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember SmackDown.
Of course, rock fan. He was SmackDown.
Yeah. I thought about bringing our PlayStation up here and digging those out, and having it at the bar, playing wrestling at the bar.
And what a lot of people don't know, at the actual bar where you can buy your drinks, there is an N64 setup, and then there's been a Nintendo setup.
Yeah, like
and a Dreamcast before that.
And a Dreamcast before that, and that was a fun thing to make.
Every
time I think, I always think something.
I just rotate different systems.
Okay. But anyways,
I want to put Atari 2600, but I think we're past it. Like I love it.
Right.
But I think the rest of the world will be like, "What the hell are all these blocks?" At this point.
But
I mean, I'll be
the
down
real
to play
question is,
it.
the real question is, do you have an ET card?
Oh, totally.
Well, you have like, is it the original?
I've had
ET?
the one I had since I was a kid.
The original ET.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You just said it's when he has to the kids, so that's a
That
legit, straight up family Atari.
See, I didn't catch that last part, but
yeah. I have all these games from when I was a kid, and I have a huge Atari 2600 collection. That might be one of my bigger video game collections. Is 2600 because people kind of stopped collecting for it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'll take all.
Well, I know a lot of game collectors usually have pretty decently large Atari collections.
Mm-hmm. Really.
But I think that's just the way how it goes because their cards are kind of easy to come by. Well,
Right.
Majority of them are.
Yeah.
Some of them you still get your rare ones.
Sure.
Because I mean, we go to Movie Trading Company. Not sponsored by them, but a plug for them.
But it's a good place.
You go to Movie Trading. They always have at least one rack right with next to their display glass of all these old Atari games. They always have Pitfall. They always have boxing. They always have the Atari football. And it's just like they have like maybe 2 or 3 of the same card. But that's just the way it goes, I would guess. But then you get to like Nintendo, and some of those cards start becoming a little hard to find.
Oh yeah.
I mean, heck, we can pull up again. You know, we got Angry Video Game Nerd. You've seen his collection, and he's got like
walls.
He's every released NES card.
He's got like, all
American release.
He's even got the super rare like the Nintendo competition cards.
The World Championship.
The World Championship.
The Tetris one. Yeah, he had the McDonald's Tetris card too.
He's got McDonald's ones, the ones that you rarely would be able to see because they were only. You had to go through. You had to be a big fast food person for it, and B, you had to. I think you had to do a couple steps to get it through them.
There's a lot of
order directly because I have an original myself in my collectibles. I have a 1995 Toy Story Woody, Buzz, and RC car that was only available at Burger King. I have all 3, and they all connect together because it's supposed to be the last scene of the movie. So Buzz connects up to the RC, and then.
That's cool.
Woody has Velcro on him, and Buzz does, so they can stick together. So they all stick together. I have that 3 stick together, and that's my original. That's probably my big money collector.
Not to go on another wild ass tangent. I just watched this thing on YouTube, and it was the story of McDonald's Playland and the Happy Meal.
Yeah.
And it actually talks about how they had Disney for a while, and then like. They didn't like how one of the movies performed for them, and they just happened to get like, I think it was like a Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. They got like a bunk movie that didn't make a lot, and then Burger King kind of stole that contract and immediately got like Toy Story and Lion King and all, and it was like, oh god, like we just missed the Disney boat.
We made a mistake.
Yeah, so that's funny you say that.
Well, I think the weird thing about it, and kind of pulling in a little bit of some behind the scenes stuff, what I think a lot of people realize is if you work with Disney in some satisfaction, because Nintendo does this too.
Yeah.
Is the way that you work with them, and I'm trying to figure out how they did it with Smash, but I guess they worked their way, is because Nintendo owns a portion of your company at that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Disney does the same thing. They own a portion of you. You kind of get absorbed into the Mickey Mouse. So when Smash showed Sora,
Yeah.
I was disappointed because I was like, I wanted Slayer, and they gave me a Mii skin, which I can be okay with.
I wanted Shang Chi,
But
but you know.
Nintendo and Disney, two places, there must have been some kind of crazy contract just of we
The
own
thing.
each other now.
Yeah,
The
because
thing, they absorbed each other.
that's what I feel like they're like
If you absorb
symbiotic.
each other, do you just own yourself again? I mean, I don't understand.
I feel like there's
to
symbiotic
make a
side
funny
of
joke
you.
about that, and this is probably something we'll talk about again in the action movie podcast, is when they were doing Die Hard, Nakatomi Plaza is the filming company's building. So they were charging themselves rent for doing the movie. So was it
That's-
literally just an accountant sitting there in an office chair going, oh, here's the bill, and handing it to his left hand. His left hand was accepting the bill, like, oh, thank you for paying up the bill, and then putting
Slides
it
the
in.
abacus beads over and slides
It's
them back.
Like, so
And
how
it
much
was
do I have to
just-
pay the building?
it's
Okay,
just-
so we owe ourselves.
It's like, so we owe ourselves. Okay, so we've already paid him. Oh, hold on, I got to get them. Oh, no, never mind. We'll just worry about it later. But
He's
movie
pulling out his
trivia,
wallet.
random bit. Nakatomi Plaza was owned by the production company because that was their home
That's
building.
cool.
Collect a bunch of bills.
But-
Keep the change. Oh, thanks,
Keep
man.
the change. Oh, thanks. It's just your left hand talking to your right hand.
You gotta do the whole moving the hands. Like, thanks, Bill. Thanks, Bob.
But I think what's always entertaining is when you watch, because my buddy Jared, he's a great gamer. It's kind
Oh, yeah.
of crazy to watch him. He plays an FPS like no one's business. That man is usually our carrier, just because and you've seen him.
I've seen him play, yeah.
run that. He can bust in there. He'll start laying down the law, and his kills just start shooting upwards.
I mean,
Now he's ahead of a couple of us usually, but
Yeah.
that's the way how it goes. And then let's cut over to Mike, who I've seen just sit there and playing Punch Out or Star Wars. He gets into it, he's just laying down the Mike law. Just
right.
the fact that that's your game.
Played it a million times. That's all it is.
This is like
And it's the way how it goes, and I always
It's just
and
like
I always
nature, really,
find
think
myself
about
in
it.
awe of that.
It's just like nature.
It's just like nature.
Love it. Love it.
really
It's like
strong.
when you were born, you were playing your games on that day. You were just ready for the button, joystick.
That's
Let's
it.
get this going.
Put
Let's
it
play
in my
this
tiny
off.
tiny little fat baby hands.
Little stubby fingers. But yeah,
Little nubby
But it's
fingers.
funny because
but that's a thing. That's a real thing.
and it's just the way it's weird because like you got your top like fighting game players, and when you watch them doing tourneys, what are they always fighting on? A fight stick.
Exactly. It's always a fight stick.
And what is the fight stick made out of? Usually arcade parts.
Right.
Just
Exactly.
the fact of that's like it feels like that's the ultimate controller for a lot of people.
It really is.
think it
I mean, when I grew up, and my mom's doing grocery shopping, what am I doing? I'm over at the little entrance to the grocery store, playing whatever arcade games
That's
they have
right.
there. That's where I
That's
played.
the way I was.
That's where I first played the Die Hard game that you surprisingly got one day
yeah.
out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
The Die Hard game
I've
that's
been out
not
of a
Die
dentist
Hard.
office. A dentist office. A dentist took over some office and it was still there.
Oh
They
my
were
God.
like,
Imagine
"Get
that,
this
just
game."
taking over a place. And I was like, oh, check out this vintage arcade. Let's just hook it up so the kids can play it.
It's weird.
I mean, first time I played the Die Hard was over here at Laser Quest a long time ago.
Quest. I
Laser
remember
Quest
that
right over
place.
here in Hers.
Yeah, once upon a time when we used to have a Sack and Save, which is now Burlington Coat
Oh,
Factory,
Sack and Save.
that's where I played the Die Hard game.
So as Sack and Save, there was one in Euless, kind of off Central area over there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to watch my my niece and nephew during the summers back in the. This would probably be early '90s, and they had
Oh,
they
God,
had
the
some
90s.
really cool games. They had a game called Ninja Warrior, and I've looked for this arcade game.
I remember that
It's got
game.
3 monitors. You think X-Men having 2 monitors is weird? Try 3. Now I think they were 19-inch monitors, but it made the screen really wide,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like a
unnecessarily
panoramic-
wide. And you had ninjas that walked, which was weird because why is ninjas walking? But they were robot ninjas because as you got
Oh, that's why
hit,
they
they
walk.
took damage, and you could see the robot parts. And there was a red girl and a blue male robot. I just wanted to
Robots.
put that out.
Just remember the robots.
So they had gender robots in this thing.
Whoa,
But,
there's careful genders.
Gender robots. Gender robots.
Anyway, so
Whoa.
Robots are not offended by anything until they are. Remember
Very
that.
Oh my god.
well, that's why I'm nice to everything that's electronic.
That's right.
Because hopefully,
You never know.
when if Skynet ever takes over or whatever the new thing is supposed to be called,
What the new Skynets?
Skynet will always be the thing that's going to take over the world to me. If anything destroys the world, it better be Skynet. And if it's not Skynet, I'm going to call it Skynet.
You're gonna rename it Skynet.
I'm going to rename it Skynet. I don't care.
Put
It's
Skynet stickers on it. Put every little robot that walks by.
Skynet.
Skynet right on.
I'm going to be
Metal
sitting.
butt
I'm going to be
cheeks.
sitting middle.
It's gonna be the well-toned.
And they're always
blonde-
like, they're always a little irritated that you just slapped a bumper sticker on the back.
Well, here's
side.
the,
Hey,
like, I was
hey.
like, it's the end of the world, so I'm gonna have my 308. I'm gonna be knocking as many holes in robots as I can. Every time I see one, it's like, want to find the company logo that built it. That's wrong. Skynet sticker.
Just put
and then
Skynet.
next thing you know, I'm going to be on their list of the Skynet guy. We got to find him. He's taking out our robots. Because I'm the one that knows you need big calibers to punch into robots.
Because they were made from like titanium or like some alloys.
Okay, so let me get on my let me get on
Before
my
y'all get to it, I've got to go relieve my guy.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
Yeah, hey, man, go
But thank y'all for inviting me on the podcast.
Of course.
We're always glad to have you on here.
I can't wait for the next one. Maybe we'll do the action movie one here.
Definitely, yeah, we definitely do that.
We're gonna have another one next week, by the way. So
Yeah,
Yes.
give me a heads up so I can make a list.
I always will tell you well beforehand. We're gonna do a special podcast.
Thank you, everyone. Y'all are awesome.
That's Mike Woods, everybody, owner of the Electric Starship. Thank you, Captain Mike. But let me standpoint and rant.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Depending on the point of time of canon of the Terminator, the original ones were made out of a high-end steel.
Okay.
That's why he was able to be crushed in the first one.
Okay.
And in the second one, when they destroyed him, they had to put him in the liquid steel. That's why later on, the T800 series was then upgraded into a cobalt-infused metal so it can handle both crushing pressure and the ability of melting, so it doesn't melt. So I know that if it's going to start off, I got to hit it hard with 308 because that's going to punch through it. Later on, when everything's kind of gone to hell, I just got to pick up some 50 BMG so I can punch into the new ones. Everything after that, missiles, and I'll probably be dead at that point. But hopefully, if anything gets left over on a podcast, I can be remembered for the human resistance. New ones can be pierced with 308. Later ones with 50 BMG. Anything after that, high explosive armor piercing.
I mean, couldn't we just like use an EMP, or do they have protection against that at this point?
Actually, I believe in the canon there are some EMP protection. I think like the main housing stuff for like the Skynet is actually EMP protected.
Well, there goes my plan for the EMPs. I mean, I guess it would be good.
If you didn't know, I am a pretty big fan of
the Terminator series.
And all that. There is one person who's an even bigger fan of Terminator series. I haven't talked to him in a while. If he ever listens to this podcast, Josh, you're a cool guy. Hit me up. I'm glad you bought those bullets for me that one day at Academy.
Oh my God, that's.
I hope you're doing well there, bud. You're probably the coolest guy I knew back in school. But anyways, speaking of movies,
I
don't know how we do. We do pretty good segues. It feels like at times because we're going to go into our movie section now.
We do a pretty good transition. We're not scripting this either. This is like all.
Yeah, no, this is terrible because let me give you a behind the scenes in the podcast. I get to the arcade, I set up everything, and then I begin my list of the podcast. And at that point, I mean, Roger walks in. He sees me just meticulously writing on my little journal, notepad, moleskin of just all the stuff that we're going to do, my kind of half-assed timeline, so we can keep a little bit of some tension or idea of how we're going to go into it.
Yeah, I mean, we try.
But
I just come in and just start screeching chairs uncontrollably just because of what
that's what you did today.
I mean,
I think you were just over-energized today.
More or less, yeah.
I need you to keep that energy.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like...
I need you to be able to climb the building energy.
Okay, I don't know about that.
Well, then you don't have enough energy. We're going to start throwing Red Bulls down your throat until you can.
Look, I don't want to drink any more Red Bulls, please.
So anyways.
Look, I got too many cons, all right?
Yeah, that's the only thing that powers the third con is energy drinks. I don't even know how I pull that off half the time.
That'll be another podcast.
But we'll probably get our buddy Q in on one of the podcasts because we're definitely going to have a convention podcast. Mm-hmm. And this convention podcast is going to be very special for a special reason. When it happens, we'll tell you why.
Oh, God,
yes. Eventually when we happen, but let me just say, my setup is easy to throw together, no matter where I am. But anyways, moving on to the movie section.
Anyway.
So, most recent movies, a huge thing that just came out was the latest Spider-Man movie.
The No Way Home? Yes.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I had work. But good old boy Roger here was able to catch it there with a good couple of my friends, so we were able to get some insight onto the movie. I have spoiled it because I'm the kind of guy that can watch stuff with spoilers. Don't ask me how I do it. I just do it.
He just does. No, he really does, guys.
We watch it, and I can enjoy it, even if I know the stuff already.
Oh, yeah.
But, Roger, I'm going to let you kind of lead this portion of the podcast a bit there Spider-Man, No Way From Home.
So, No Way Home, I honestly thoroughly enjoyed
Spoilers!
Yeah, so heads up, there will be spoilers. I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys. It's been out for more than 3 weeks. Maybe 2.
That's still not enough for some people.
Okay, that's
Anyways.
fair. That's fair, but as a heads up, spoilers up ahead. So with this one, I really enjoyed it. I got a little emotional in some scenes, only because for me, growing up, we both saw Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. He opened the door for Spider-Man movies. And just to see him reprise his role as Spider-Man again, and they even call it out as like, Doc Ock comes in. It's like, here, you've gotten a little older.
Oh, you're not my Peter.
Yeah, funny joke there, by the way. But yeah, but just seeing like Doc Ock's talk to say to
Yeah, as soon as you told
he got older,
but that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they kept with that.
Yeah, and like even he's like, time's been hard, but I'm still there.
And I gotta watch the movie myself, but I think because we talked about this in the last podcast, was like that scene where you see messed up hair. Tom Holland.
I
was like, it's Andrew Garfield. No, it's just messed up hair on Tom Holland. I actually believe that scene was edited to have Tom Holland because I believe. Again, spoilers. Yeah. Andrew Garfield makes his appearance of the Amazing Spider-Man series,
and he really does. Like he does make an appearance as well. And so here's the thing. For me, honestly, my favorite Spider-Man out of those three is going to be Andrew Garfield.
You see, and I think Andrew did pretty good. But again, I grew up with Tobey Maguire as my main guy. And plus, it was made by Sam Raimi, who I'm a huge fan of because I like
Sam Raimi,
Army of Darkness, Evil Dead.
Oh yeah,
you got some greats there.
That was a good one. And
nonetheless, either way, continue on. It was nice to know that they did the Doc Ock looked at Tom Holland was like, "You're not my Peter.
You're not like I was like, and
you're not Spider-Man."
It's like and then he gets all like, "What's going on?" And then there's a few scenes in there. I'm not gonna lie, I do get pretty emotional where they're talking about the Mary Janes, their love interest.
Oh yeah.
Because for Tobey Maguire,
and to be fair, hard spoilers,
very hard spoilers.
Andrew Spider-Man was able to make the ultimate catch and show that he was able to save.
Oh my god.
He was able to make the save. And when I saw that, I damn near cried. I was like, he redid it. He was able to do it. He got her.
So, because, with him saying that, the reason saying that is because, Toby's talking about Kirsten Dunst and Mary Jane. It's complicated. When you see Andrew Garfield talk about Gwen Stacy, because he's like, I had one, but, I couldn't save her in time. Gwen Stacy. And
just kind of throw this in there. One of my favorite Spider characters is Spider-Gwen. She's one of my favorite Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. Oh, great character. I need to look up more on that. But he's like, you see him, like, he gets really depressed. You can tell he tried. He really did to save Gwen. And in that scene, when he saves, Tom Holland's Mary Jane, which is actually not Mary Jane, she goes by MJ. Funny little anagram. When he sees that Tom couldn't save her, I was waiting for Tom to say, "I'm not letting this happen again." Because
he got knocked out of the way. Because I watched a little of the Easter egg scene.
Yeah, so he did. So Tom, he was about to grab her, but he got pushed out of the way, so he just missed her hand, like cliche. Oh,
and then we got Willem Dafoe back.
Dude, I'll get to that point in a minute.
Anyways, continue on.
But when I saw Andrew Garfield just jump right in, and he just catches her, MJ just looks, Zendaya just looks at Andrew like, and he's just like watery eyed, just getting all teary, like, it's like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm like, I damn near died. Like, oh my god, I can't. Like, my chest fucking hurts. Because, just seeing him trying to go through that again, like, no, he's not doing that again. My boy is not going through that. But, like my buddy Nate said, Willem Dafoe, I was so... Oh my god, I was on cloud 9 when I saw Willem Dafoe reprise Green Goblin. It's like he never left. It's like he never...
Willem Dafoe's a great actor. I've always liked Willem Dafoe's acting.
This one... So you'll definitely like this one for sure. And it's kind of funny how they approach it too. Because when he comes in here, he's, how in Spider-Man, he's like the split personality. Hey, it's like, Norman, you have to do this. You have to destroy Spider-Man. Like, no, stop. And so he doesn't know what's happening because aside from dealing with Green Goblin himself, he's like, where am I? And Aunt May's all, it's like, yeah, you're in New York. This is like, wait, hold on, New York? No, this isn't New York because
this is Hot Aunt May, right?
Yeah, Hot Aunt May. Yeah, Marissa Tomei's Aunt May. If you want to, I can tell you the major spoiler about that one too as well, or
You mean the part where she's dying?
Oh, okay. So yeah, okay. So you know about that part.
Because with great power
comes great responsibility.
Indeed.
And yeah, so that's also a big thing. But just he's all kind of like weirded out. Like, this isn't my New York because Oscorp doesn't exist. My son Harry's not here, so I don't know where I am. So it's like, what's going on? And of course they gotta explain it. They do the whole thing. Like, so multiverse theory, cool. And yes, Aunt May does die only because Green Goblin.
Someone has to. Which is weird because you have the whole idea of someone has to tell Spider-Man that with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Which is an unfortunate class to be in when you're a Parker or a family of the Parker. That somebody has to be dead to explain that.
Exactly. And so, because they actually brought the scene up too, and after she dies, you know, you see Toby and Andrew trying to figure out, like, okay, well, where's somewhere that he would go that he wants to get some clarity, he wants to think to himself, like, he just wants to get away from it all. And you see Toby like, well, mine was, you know, Empire State Building, mine was Sears Tower. It was, I forgot what Andrews was, but they both talk about this, you know, like, oh, mine is this, and that. And you see Zendaya's like, oh, I know where he's at. And they go to the school where they would just chill, where him and Zendaya would just chill during class, during break, whatever. And they find him, and that's when he tells them the line, you know, because you see all three of them talking about, you know, their Uncle Ben. Well, Uncle Ben told me this. And you see, like, they're not even bringing it up yet. They're just like, before she died, she said, with great power, and you see the other two finishing the sentence. It's like, well, how do you know that? And they're like, well, my Uncle Ben told me. Yeah, they told me this too. Like, so that's what I liked about this one. It's a common thing. It's the theme for this that you just can't. It won't be Spider-Man without that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the running thing. You have to have that. If you're going to be Spider-Man.
Like, the only way you can have a Batman is the Waynes have to die.
Exactly.
But it's not always
the parents.
Mama and Papa Wayne.
It's going to be a Wayne.
We've had at least, you know, two of the Waynes die. Or minimum, it feels like. Because there was a run where it was Bruce that dies.
Yeah.
Papa Wayne becomes Batman.
And
Mama Wayne goes crazy and becomes Joker.
Yeah. I remember that one. That was a trip and a half. But regardless, you don't have Batman without somebody dying at this point, which I think it's kind of a common thing for a lot of superheroes, really.
We're going to watch Batman Ninja again now.
That was very good.
That was the first thing people did JoJo, isn't it?
Yeah, same people. Yeah.
Anyway, so,
I liked it, but
again,
yeah, no, with Spider-Man, honestly, a lot of the fight scenes with Tom Holland and Doctor Strange. Also, great scene, by the way. Another well choreographed scene, because it's funny. You see Doctor Strange, you know, pretty much Sorcerer Supreme, you know, magic, can almost like pretty much fold anybody. He can just like take anybody out without even trying. But it's funny watching Spider-Man outsmart him with just simple geometry and just simple formulas. Because they're in the mirror dimension. And he's like, wait a minute, I know this. This is just geometry. So let me just put this here. Spiderweb, spiderweb, spiderweb. Like, hey, Doctor Strange, do you know anything about this formula? Do you know anything about this? And you just see all these spiderwebs, and it's just a string, just shoop, spins it, and just crushes them with rocks. Well, doesn't really kill him, but of course, you know, he knocks him out.
He's Sorcerer Supreme. It's kind of hard to kill Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, but it's just funny. He didn't see that coming.
And the best part, I think, that comes out is when you get to the after credits scene and the mid credits scene. I forget what it was, but and it shows Benedict Cumberbatch's ability of acting, that he's sitting there and he has to talk to himself.
Yes,
because you've got the dark Doctor Strange, who just did all this craziness of absorption of power.
Yeah, that was like a full on legit. I guess. Would you want to call Sorcerer Supreme as well? Is he still in?
I forgot. I think he has an official canon name, but I don't remember it off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, because I remember that form and just seeing them all with the spiked, the spiked cloak, the dark skin, and the bags. I'm like, that makes me uncomfortable to see, but I do want to see how it plays out. Because I remember the What If series when they had that one, I was like, it was a.
What If was a good series though. I did enjoy it. I love the reference to Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, that was
I liked Agent Carter. That was entertaining.
Agent Carter was pretty good. Captain Carter, oof.
And then see,
ma'am.
And then see Prince Star-Lord. When you have T'Challa, who becomes Star-Lord.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I did not know how they're gonna do that. It was like, what if T'Challa became Star-Lord? That's not gonna happen. I see a transition. Okay, I guess that can work, and it worked. I'm not gonna say no. It worked. It really did. God bless Chadwick.
Man, it was good to hear his voice now.
Oh, it was. It's like, it was like he never left, but we'll see. But definitely, I would honestly rate.
So I need to watch it, but if I'm going to watch any Spider-Man, I'm going to watch them all. So I got to watch Homecoming, No Way From Home, and No Way Home.
That's fair.
So I'm going to watch them all eventually.
Yeah. So
I'll find a way to watch it. I'll just rent them on Amazon or something.
There you go.
But
because here's the thing about No Way Home.
Well, they're all out, so I'm sure a box set should come out. So I'll just buy it then.
They do. Because I will tell you right off the bat, for No Way Home, it picks up literally right after Far From Home, like the last 5 minutes of Far From Home. boom, you're right back in the loop again. There's like, oh, you see Peter going, what the? And it cuts off. And then this movie starts like, what's going on? Same exact scene, pretty much. And then, it goes into the movie itself.
Because I remember they did a couple of movie theaters, including ours, which is the rave that we sometimes that we don't.
Yeah, the rave. They've done a few.
They did a Avengers movie day.
Yeah,
it was
all the Avengers
episode. It's all the first movies that lead up to the first Avengers.
All the Marvel movies, yeah, they did
and that was Iron Man. 3 days it felt like, or 2 days, something like that. We didn't go see it. We didn't get a chance to.
I wanted to, but of course, we kind of have a thing called a job. Sadly.
It was an interesting idea that they did.
It was like $40 or like something. And then you saw.
It was all of them.
Yeah, like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America,
and they did the other Incredible Hulk,
with Edward Norton, right?
I think it was the Edward Norton. Was it Edward Norton? Yeah, because it wasn't the Iron Man. It was the Edward Norton.
So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really seen that one. I've only seen like maybe
Me neither.
clips.
I didn't want to watch it.
I mean, I like Eric Bana as the Hulk. I felt like he did a good job. I just feel like they did him dirty in this one.
They need to make a proper Incredible Hulk with Mark Ruffalo.
But when last time Mark Ruffalo take the role, he did a good job.
He does a good Hulk.
I do like him as Bruce Banner.
What always throws me off, kind of diverging into actors, is with Mark Ruffalo. I mean, he's been a good actor. He did the Now You See Me series.
Yeah, he did.
And going even further back, he was also in Collateral with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he was.
He plays the cop in that. And he does a pretty good one in that one.
It was kind of weird because I've seen Mark Ruffalo in all these other movies, but now it's like
now he's the Hulk.
Yeah, I was like, I can't see him as anything but the Hulk now, which I'm like, because I mean, like I said, he did a really good job. So like, when you tell like, what other movies that Mark Ruffalo did? Oh shit, he did other movies beside this. And
he does other movies,
and I've seen them too. I've seen the other movies he's done. I'm like, oh shit, I can't remember now. All I know is he was the Hulk. But I do, for me, pipe dream. Hopefully they do make it happen. I would like to see a Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo.
A dedicated Hulk movie, most definitely.
I would love to see something like that.
Dedicated Hulk movie.
That one I would love to see. It could be like an origin story. It could be like a post. Post.
Yeah, it could be after all that's said and done.
Yeah, I mean honestly, it could. However they approach it, I would love to see it though. Regardless,
I would give it a watch. I would definitely give it a watch.
Oh yeah.
But going on from there, again, Spider-Man, great movie. I need to watch it.
Definitely, you should.
End credits pushes into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how Loki is going to play into that.
There's I believe 2 seasons now, by the way, actually, for the Spider-Man.
Oh, was there?
Because you actually got one with Venom with
That's right.
With Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah.
Yeah, because Tom Hardy got teleported there. Like, oh shit.
You know what's funny? I haven't seen the Venom movies, but there's one thing from the Venom scenes that I've seen that always sticks out to me. Is when he's freaking the fire and I ask, "What the hell is that?" He goes, "Towel," and I don't know why that just kills me every time.
So I didn't really see so I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen the first Venom movie, but it's kind of like a setup. I guess it's all right. From what I heard, the story's not that great. You don't really need to watch it. I did see Carnage.
I think y'all would do see Carnage, didn't y'all?
Yeah. Myself and Brandon, me and Brandon would see it.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll be honest. It wasn't that great in my opinion, only because it felt like it was more exposition than actually.
Woody Harrelson's in that one, isn't he?
Yes, Woody Harrelson. Yeah, he also
He's
does.
Carnage, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not gonna lie. He did all right, but I would have picked somebody else to take that role. But Carnage, when they did Carnage himself, great job. They did. He's all like Carnage is batshit insane, murder, Carnage. All that good stuff.
You don't like what's his name from the original Spider-Man that played Venom?
I mean, no. Someone told me they like Topher Grace as Venom.
Topher Grace.
Someone told me they like Topher Grace as Spider-Man and as Venom. I forgot who it was.
Are you sure you don't like him, Roger?
No, I don't.
He was good in Predators.
What is wrong with you?
Man, I love Predators. But again, action movie podcast. We're going to have a whole podcast for action movies.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be hilariously great.
But it was pretty funny because, Tom Hardy gets, obviously teleported to the MCU. He's like, but you see him talking to himself, like talking to Venom, like, which I don't know if everyone has the same issues I do, but I can barely understand what Venom says when he talks to Tom Hardy. He's just kind of like guttural. All I know is he talks about chicken nuggets sometimes. I can make out at least.
Sounds good, chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets are pretty good.
I'm being hungry now.
Oh my
but
God.
anyways, so.
But
like
yeah,
I said,
he's a little Mexican, little cantina bar. He's like
Yeah.
trying to pay. He's like,
he
I'm
like
trying
teleports out of there too, or something like that.
Yeah, so that's the funny thing. Yeah, so he teleports out, and a little piece of the symbiote stays on the bar. But you know, the bartender's like, "Hey, man, either you can talk crazy, but you gotta pay for your tab now because you've been here for a good while and you haven't paid. You've been drinking all day, but you haven't paid, so you gotta pay now." It's like, okay.
Which is weird because I've sat at a bar for like 5 hours and they have not said that to me.
Well, it's a movie.
It's a movie bartender.
Yeah, it's a movie bartender, and he's like, because he's about to leave. Like, where's this place at? You know, he's talking about where's just like, well, this is New York. Like, okay, I need to get to New York. Well, before you go, you gotta pay, man. You know, you just can't leave. Like, well, obviously, but then you know, after everything gets fixed and said and done, everything goes back to normal. Everyone gets teleported back to where they're supposed to. You know, Toby and Andrew, they go back home. Same with Tom Hardy. He's in the bar, just like glowing light glow, disappears. What am I gonna do with this now? Like the bartender's like, you can tell a bartender's like, how am I supposed to explain this to the boss that someone bought drinks?
And I'm sure that's going to be a huge issue because I know bartenders like us, because I sell firearms for a living.
Yeah.
We have to keep up with full stock of firearms. Imagine trying to explain, because they have to report to the ATF too.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the letters in the alphabet C.
Yeah.
It's
like, how do you
alcohol is the first letter.
Like, how do you explain someone get teleported out of this dimension?
I just quit. Fuck
like,
that. I just quit.
To me, it's like we're gonna get a little too real with this. By the way,
It's like when I watched the first Terminator when he walks into a California gun store and he gets guns. He's like, yeah, well, you gotta have a couple of days wait for the handguns, but you can take the long guns today. I'm just sitting there, it's like, man, as times have changed. And then he just blasted you because they left a box of shells on the gun. I was like, yeah, no, that doesn't happen. We don't keep ammunition that close on that.
It must be nice, right?
I have people standing there with ammo, but I was like, I'm watching them very carefully.
Yeah.
Because if not, that means I got to jump over the bar and start beating some people before they start doing stupid shit.
Number
By the
one.
way, if you ever buy a gun, please be nice to your people you're buying a gun from. We have the ability of contacting the ATF, and I've lost at least 20 customers because of them.
It's not fun dealing with ATF.
Me ranting. If I'm sure there's bartenders that are ranting the exact same way.
Oh, yeah.
But in the end,
But yeah, you see a little piece of symbiote got left on the bar
Spider-Man,
on
yeah.
the bar table, and then of course,
that's going to open up for some more Spider-Man movies. They're building up at least.
Yeah, it's going to be something.
Or if they
going on.
throw into another Avenger or something like that, it's at least they give themselves some ideal.
Yeah, something to kind of open the door with, which hopefully I would like to see something in the future.
Yeah, and I heard good things about Shang Chi. I didn't get a chance to see that one either.
That one, they did a really good job. And it's funny because they actually do. They reference Iron Man 2 in that one. There's Iron Man 2, and there's going to be. And of course, you meet somebody from Iron Man 2 as well in that movie. Like someone from they come back with a prize role in that one as well.
Oh yeah.
So you're gonna have fun with that. He's a great actor, so have fun. And yeah, so Shang-Chi, I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I saw it 3 times only because I saw it once with one buddy. I think it was Brandon, and I saw it in a group with some other people. I'm not gonna lie, at this point I don't even care if another friend like, hey, you want to go watch Shang-Chi Saturday?
Well, you can do that because, I mean, you've done that with Pulp Fiction. I mean, there was a day.
I did not move from that couch for 6 hours.
And you watched Pulp Fiction at least
3 times in a row.
like 3 or 4 times in a row.
I mean, it was a good movie, you know? I'm like, I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it. I still miss it on my phone. I can watch it whenever.
I don't know how you survived in Chicago. I don't know how you survived.
Oh, that was a...
Because here in Texas, the coldest it gets is 30s, 20s,
Yeah.
maybe the teens, but usually 20s.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, we are a podcast based out of Texas. So
Yes,
that's
we
our
are.
climate. Right now, we have the cold front coming in this year.
Yes.
And it already was getting cold when I got here.
It was dropping on... It was like 45 when I got here.
It was 50 when I left the house to come get the podcast set up.
Yeah.
But,
See, here's the worst part. Chicago, the 30s, 35s, that was the high. It was a sunny day without wind chill. And the wind chill was like, oh my god, that was just cutting my face. Like,
as much as I would love to have vacation, I don't know how you did. I don't know who chose Chicago. I don't know how you had an idea of Chicago, but again, I don't know what the end. But we won't worry about that because we got to get into our next movie, which is, as another thing, if you want to know my fandoms go, I am a huge old school Jackass fan.
High school days.
Been watching Jackass. I watched it originally when it came out on TV. My parents were like, what the hell is this? What the hell are you watching? Dear God, why are these grown men doing this stupid shit? And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, this is great. Because this is before you started having all the failed compilations on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
This was well before just planned pranks like people used to do on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now we have Jackass #4, the movie coming out. Jackass Forever.
I honestly cannot wait because I remember watching that at my aunt's house. You know, sister talking about like this is a stupid show. We laughed. It's like I'm gonna watch it. Parents like, don't stop watching. It's not good for you. Don't watch it. Of course, you know.
Kind of give it a little bit. Well, because here's the one where I know. Here's my comfort zone because when it comes down to Jackass, huge fan of Jackass. I have seen so much Jackass. I remember when it was just the cassette tapes.
Oh my God!
The Skater magazine that Johnny Knoxville used to write and do pictures for, because the man's a photographer and a writer for an old skateboard magazine.
I forgot he was. Yeah.
So the whole thing started because on one of their recordings, they did a tape, because back then you could order a VHS.
Yeah.
A VHS.
For people who don't know, that's a video cassette tape. You know, VCR or VHS player for the older audiences. Just remember. I still call it VHS player, VHS,
VCR. But anyways,
whatever you want to do.
So that's when they did the whole. Let me show you let's show you these different products of self-defense. So Johnny Knoxville introduced himself as, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, USA."
I remember that.
That's where you get the beginning, and that's where it started,
Yep.
and that's where he then gets pepper sprayed, tasered, stun gun.
Yeah, I remember the tasing and the pepper spray. Oh, he was not having a good time with that.
And then, if you want the other half of that, which unfortunately he won't be in the movie, we'll get more of that here.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the CKY tapes, which was the ones that they did with Bam and his friends.
Yeah.
Before, unfortunately, Ryan Dunn left us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, that's another bit of craziness. We lost Paul Walker in a similar situation, but he wasn't drunk. But anyways. So, you got the CKY tapes, which was them doing their thing, Bam being his skateboarder self and everything.
Well,
and then eventually became the Jackass, the TV show original.
Oh, yeah. Because they had a lot of friends, a lot of actors coming in there.
Yeah, and the thing about that was a lot of the stuff from the original Jackass was stuff that they did for CKY and the skateboarding.
Yeah.
It was Big Brother magazine.
Yeah.
Big Brother magazine, which
I remember that.
I don't know if they're still around. I need to look at it again, but
if they are, man, hell, you know.
shit. But
do you want to see if we can get another VHS from them? if they're still around.
I'm working VCR.
Hey, there we go.
Anyways, so like I said, the first season was those things clipped together.
Oh yeah.
When they came out there, and then of course that started off the whole thing. You know, you had Beavis and Butthead was the big thing, and you had Jackass, and then Jackass, of course, you know, they eventually were able to get the money in. They got a movie. You got Jackass, the first movie.
I have that on DVD. I remember I bought that.
I have I have that myself on that there still, the collector's edition. So
you got the fun one, don't you?
So I have the collector's edition director's cut, so it has all the extended stuff, the extra stunts and everything. And then I have Jackass #2, the extended edition. I have Jackass #3, the extended edition. And I even have Jackass 2.5 and 3.5. I've got the entire series of Jackass on the collector's DVD. I've got Wild Boys all the way up until they ended.
I remember Wild Boys.
I do have Viva La Bam now, I think. I believe I bought that one some years ago. So I've got a pretty decent collection of all of them there. But like I said, Jackass Forever is coming out here next week, actually, kind of dating the podcast. It is coming out next week.
It is next week, isn't it?
Hopefully I'll be able to catch it in theaters. If not, we'll put a date for it.
If not, you can call us from work and we're going to watch it.
You said you're on fire.
Well, but, like you used to leave work, by the way. But mind you, we're not being Jackass either. We're not going to set myself on fire. We're not doing the stunts.
I mean, we could.
Not just yet.
We could.
I mean, well, they tell you in the beginning, don't do it.
Yeah, they'll send them tapes of you and your dumb little buddies doing stupid shit.
Well, the old
so we don't have to record it.
Well,
I'm just going to set you on fire and watch you. See how it goes. And then we'll talk about it on the podcast. Well, I will, because Roger probably knows. Anyways.
Well, you set down fire once before.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, my God.
And you still wonder why I punched you in the leg. And I was like, no reason. And then later I told you it's going to set you on fire.
I didn't even care I was on fire until you punched me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you didn't know you were on fire because I punched you because I punched the fire out.
I was wondering, I'm like, okay.
Well, that's what happens when you wear jeans with tears in them that I can set on fire.
Leave my tears alone.
Yeah, because, Roger, he's the old school guy. He wears the tattered jeans. He doesn't pay for the tattered jeans. He just messes them up himself.
Well, I used to, but not anymore, obviously.
Yeah, because you don't know how to do anything anymore because you're old.
You can just shut up. Fuck you and shut up. I'm going to get back to skateboarding just to watch.
Oh, let me know because I want to watch you fall over. Let me
Look,
and DK know.
it won't be exciting. I'm not gonna hit the half pipes like I used to. I'm just gonna cruise.
Do not listen to him. Everybody on the podcast, Roger was never a skater of any way, shape, or form. The man passed out in a ditch once riding a bike.
So here's the worst part.
I
don't remember this happening. I don't remember that happening. I swear.
Anyways, Jackass. So Jackass, it's gonna have a bunch of new guys on there. They're bringing back a lot of the old crew.
And I think Machine Gun Kelly's going to make an appearance too.
I think that they said that Machine Gun Kelly's supposed to be on there. Eric Andre's being part of the team.
Yeah.
So if you see the trailer, you've seen him on there.
Oh yeah. I'm just happy to see.
Heck, you saw Dave England, which if you didn't know, Dave England is a snowboarder. I think he's actually on a couple of the old snowboarding games.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Dave England is in part of that. Now, Bam, there was unfortunately a fallout with. But of course, Bam has been going through a lot there. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to do his obligations to the whole thing, or the things that he did do, they weren't able to keep up with because of some issues. So Bam is not in this movie really. But you get Johnny Knoxville, you got Steve-O. Preston Lacey has made a comeback. I believe I saw Danger Aaron in there, Dave England. You got a whole bunch of new guys coming in. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. That I can't wait to see.
So we will definitely see how that's going to play out. I'm sure it's going to be a good bit of fun. So
definitely.
We'll definitely get an enjoyable watch out of it.
Oh, definitely. We'll get a couple shots in, get some drinks. Definitely have a good time with it.
Indeed.
Because that one I definitely want to watch. It's like a high school days one right there. It's just like mid to late high school. Of course, a little bit of college because I got nothing to do with my life than watch Jackass in college and drink, but that's a whole different story.
Isn't that when you were trying to keep up with Gurren Lagann? Was it high school still?
That was high school.
Jesus. I forgot how long ago Gurren Lagann came out.
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann, great anime. If you didn't know, it's one of Roger's favorites. It's one of my favorites.
Top 5, honestly, bucket list. You have to watch it.
Great one. Done by Trigger, too.
Well, it used to be Gainax, but they became Trigger. So, it's pretty much the same studio at this point. There's no difference. They just get a little name change. It's
funny because, Fully Cooley, Evangelion, and Gurren Lagann are done by the same company.
Yeah. They also did Nadia the Blue Water.
Nadia the Blue Water, yes.
Very good show, by the way.
Wasn't that pretty good?
Yeah, they were Gainax. Yeah. Very good show. You wouldn't tell that they were Gainax at the time.
And then Trigger got up and running, and the first thing we got from them was Little Witch Academia, which was a very entertaining.
I love that show.
Oh man! I mean, both the OVA that they did, then they did the action series, and they're both entertaining.
Oh yeah.
So you got Chumley.
Yeah, Chumley. Oh, so here's the funny thing about little trivia: the Japanese voice for Chumley is the same voice.
The storekeeper.
The storekeeper.
The one that looks like Chumley.
Yeah, it's like so they have a Japanese voice for both of them. Like so when they did Pawn Stars over there, the guy who did the voice of Chumley in that show is the same one as Little Witch Academia. Like. Okay,
that's hilarious. That's great.
It works, That's actually made me laugh. But yeah, that was a trip and a half. But Jackass definitely gotta watch that. That's gonna be a must see for us.
Run again. That's stuff from my younger days that I'm definitely like, wow, I want to see this because Johnny Knoxville is almost 50.
Just remember what Steve said. Make sure you get your concussions in before you're 50.
Because so Johnny Knoxville is currently 49.
Yeah, he's 49, so he still has he's still got some time before he can't get any more concussions.
And the first time I found out about Jackass is because I follow Steve-O. Because it's a very wonderful story of seeing Steve-O go from this horrible drug addictions and issues. He fought his addictions, became a rap star, became a comedian.
Yeah, he did.
And he became a fighter for animal rights. He really started that because of Wild Boys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did. Yeah, when him and Chris.
Yeah, him and Chris Pontius, when they started doing Wild Boys, I think at that point, really, Steve-O started seeing the whole thing of
behind
he needs to be there for the animals. He wants to become an activist in his own way. And he used that power for good.
Yeah, he did.
Of his crazy other shit he did, he used that power for good. He was like, he got arrested for tying a Shamu inflatable on top of a crane. Talking about all the stuff that SeaWorld did.
I remember that article.
And then that was a beautiful thing to do because no bad talk about a huge company like SeaWorld, but it happens with animals getting captured.
Yeah.
I'm sure every zoo runs into it.
But
it's still nice to know that he was willing to try and get that out there,
trying to open people's eyes.
And then I remember I was watching one of his interviews in a van. Because he has a whole podcast set up in a van.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, he was getting ready to get the Jackass. In fact, some of those were done, I think, when he was recording some of Jackass. So
I would not be surprised. If he was.
So that was pretty great there. And then, of course, I do have some of the Steve-O tapes. So you want some old school Steve-O. I remember some of that shit before he got all got off of everything. And,
Yeah.
It's just nice to see that you can make a change and fight for something a lot better than just being a obnoxious person that a lot of people didn't like.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause I feel like that was kind of the character he played when he was on screen.
Well, he also did get kicked out of, I think, almost every apartment before he got his turnover.
Right.
He was always fighting with his neighbors, telling them stupid shit, yelling through the wall. He built a skate park in his house, which did not go over with anybody.
That makes sense.
In his apartment building. But now he's doing a lot better. I think he's got a girl now and everything's settled out and he's doing better.
But yeah, it was really fun to see Steve come
Johnny
back.
Knoxville's got a kid now. That's
Terrifying.
That's
That's really weird. Because he's out of all of them, he was my favorite. Even though being like the face of Jackass, but I feel like when for the face of Jackass, it's everybody. It's not just Johnny. It's it's gonna be Johnny, Chris, and everybody, Steve-O. It's gonna be all of them. When you think about them, when you think about Jackass, you think about all of them.
That's the group of jackasses.
I mean, I can say
that's what I also call our group, but
Yeah, but we're not getting paid to be jackasses.
Not yet.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens.
We'll record to see what our dumb little friends can do. But anyway.
Oh Jesus.
So yeah, that's a couple of movies that are coming out.
That's something I can't wait for, though.
We'll see how that goes. TV shows I'm kind of behind on. I don't know if he's really talked about recently that is going to be really coming out besides Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Which has been entertaining. It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's
I need
definitely
to
a
watch that
laugh.
That one I definitely need to see.
Robert Patrick, the T-1000 of Terminator, plays his dad in that series.
Really?
It's hilarious.
Wow, okay.
Which is funny because that's not the first time that John Cena and Robert Patrick have been together in a series. Or at least worked together in general as actors.
Really?
Because back in The Marine...
Somehow I knew you were going to say The Marine.
The Marine, where John Cena first really, started showing his acting chops. Robert Patrick played the bad guy in that. And they make a wonderful reference to Terminator because they're driving and they're trying to get rid of him because he's chasing him in a cop car because they have his fiancée or girlfriend, wife, whatever she is.
Yeah.
And they knock the top off of this Camaro cop car.
Right.
And he's still chasing after her. He's like, man, we can't stop this guy. He's like a Terminator. And it cuts to the iconic sight of Robert Patrick driving, and he does the look into the rearview mirror and looks back, which is the same thing that they gave him when he was in T-1000 Terminator 2 movie.
I was waiting for him to run.
That's hilariously great.
I was kind of waiting just because I was running on foot with 2 crowbars to stay hang onto the car. I'd love to see that, but I'm like, well, we can't have everything.
Yeah, that's way how it is. But Peacemaker has been hilarious. It's been a good show.
I definitely need to watch that one.
Definitely been worth a watch. I watched all 3 episodes here yesterday, and it was entertaining. I'm waiting for more. Right. The series looks like it's going good. They have some interesting ideals looking like kind of set up. So we'll see how it goes.
So I don't have to watch that one when I get home. Because I do have it on my watch list. I got the HBO Max.
Yeah, after you finish Way of the House Husband.
Literally, yeah, definitely, yeah. I got a lot on my plate now to watch.
I'm always...
House Husband.
Again, like I stated in one of my previous podcasts, I have a wonderfully long list of animes I should watch. But I have yet to finish.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes back as far as, hey, you should watch Mad Lax. Oh, I've heard really good things about that. Have I watched it yet? No.
No, and I keep telling every time we go to New Train Company, we see the DVD from Mad Lax. It's like,
yeah, but it's not the whole series. It's always like at box number 5 or 4.
Yeah, but I mean, every now and then they have a good majority. You got episode DVDs, 1 through 4, but you're missing 3, which it doesn't matter. I'm not telling you to buy the box. I'm just telling you to watch it. You don't have to buy them right there. If you want to buy it, we can just go to Carrollton to the anime shop and buy it. If they have the box sets, they have the full ones. Shrink wrap, rubber bands. We'll buy it there at this point. Or you can just stream online.
You know what's funny? While we sit here, because we're sitting in an arcade, you can hear the other games going off, and you can kind of tell what games are playing.
Oh yeah.
Every now and then you might hear Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla playing.
Yeah, I actually heard that just now.
And it's hilarious because every time I hear that song, the first thing I think is either the game is over or someone got the multi-ball, because that's the song that plays when you get multi-ball.
Oh yeah.
And it always makes me laugh.
Bam, bam, bam.
Oh yeah, Mike has a wonderful, he's got 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I think pinball machines out. He's got the Ghostbusters. He's got Batman. He's got the soccer. He's got
94
the
FIFA soccer one, yeah.
He's got the Godzilla, of course. There's the Jurassic Park.
He's also got the Stranger Things.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett was a good one.
So yeah, there's quite a few out there.
He rotates a few every now and then.
Yeah, I think he gets them up and running and moves them and rotates. But that's just how Mike runs the arcade. So, but it's funny because every time I hear it, that's the first thing that pops in my head.
Oh yeah, I just kind of heard the guys on the street just kind of like, oh, well, there's someone. we'll see what happens on that one. We'll see who goes like, hey, did you get the multi-ball? You game over.
Right. Which one was it?
It's like, be right back. No, I'm sorry, no. I'm not going to disturb them.
So kind of as we're kind of getting into the wrap up of it there, we're going to get into one of our other categories that we've got. I've got some time in there, which is the gaming portion a bit more, which would be the modern game stuff. So 2042 came out here over a month ago, and it's been getting a lot of bad stuff, which
like bad, like it's bad. Or
so
bad
I was
like
used to EA's Battlefield launches, which is always very rough at the beginning, and then they fix it.
Right.
Battlefield 3 was like that. Battlefield 4 was like that. Unfortunately, Battlefield 2042, as interesting as the game has been, they have yet to fix, and they're still trying to fix. And it's kind of here and there. I've actually gotten myself into a Series X finally, so I'm now playing full Battlefield 2042.
Yeah, you got fancy. You got that one.
And
I saw the pictures you posted.
It's a lot of people now. 128 people on the field is definitely disconcerting, terrifying. I never have enough bullets. I'm glad they let you kind of swap stuff on the gun on the fly, but in the end, 128, 64 people to worry about is a larger number than I never thought I'd ever think of.
And yet, here we are.
Here we are. So I've been giving that a run. So 2042, I've enjoyed it. The gameplay's been interesting. There's still some bugs that they're trying to fix, and they haven't done anything major yet. So hopefully they can fix that, because I want to enjoy Battlefield. But until then, it's kind of a here and there.
Fair enough.
It's kind of been so kind of here and there that we've actually got back into Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that.
Jared, Joe, y'all been playing Stardew Valley.
You've gotten really immersed in that one, haven't you?
Got a farm up and running just because the fact is, like, we want to enjoy 2042. We play it for a bit, then it gets to the point where we're just like, let's play something else.
Right.
Because it's, not like trying. I even thought about trying to download Siege, and I said, to hell with that. My buddy got back in the downloaded Payday 2. I couldn't get back into that.
Fair enough.
I started watching a bit more Russian Badgers videos, and it's like, I want to run it, but nah, I can't.
Fair enough.
That's not get back into. I downloaded a game though called Deer Simulator.
Oh my god, not this one.
And it's up there because I remember one time when you came over to my house to hang out, and you played Goat Simulator.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I played.
Damn near broke the game.
That was fun. I wish I could do that again.
And I was just like,
well,
then I started playing Deer Simulator. And I will remember everything like it was yesterday from when I started playing it, because it was funny because the moment that you play the game, they have you create a character. So you create your human character.
Right. And
he lasts 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. You go through all this to create your character. As soon as you hit play, you jump in front of a car and save a deer. And your character's dead. Now you're a deer. So
it was like playing Skyrim when you make your character. You spend 4 hours making the character, you don't see his face at all whatsoever.
Well, no, this is even worse because it's a character that you not only get to see, he's gone.
Yeah, so
the character's done for. That's it.
So you spent 4 hours making a character that you only played for 2 minutes.
Not even 2 minutes.
Wow.
I literally pushed one button as my character, and that was to jump in front of a car to push the deer out of the way.
Like, can you skip
and
that
now
part?
I'm a deer.
Like, can you skip, just not hit that button? Or?
That means that, and if I do, then I'll just die. And that's it. That's game over either way.
Wait, so the person you made,
you either save the deer or you die, and then you have to restart everything.
So you die. So how do you die? You just get run over, or so you get run over?
You get run over.
I'm going to assume that they see the deer, they swerve out of the way, and they hit you.
No, you push the deer and you get hit by a car, and now you're a deer.
Okay. Well, I mean,
and the tutorial tells you how to play a deer, and the last thing in the tutorial that always kills you is like, you are now a deer, because it has like 3 E's to it.
Oh my god. Okay.
When you're running, your deer stands up on 2 feet. It's like this.
Yeah, I've seen him square up. You show me videos of him squaring up. It makes me uncomfortable.
You can carry guns, and you've seen the multitudes of stupid guns I can put on.
I've seen the stupid headgear. Yeah, I remember you also showed me a reference. A fun reference to surpass some giant machine thing.
Oh, the metal deer.
Metal deer, that's what it's called, yes. In case you guys didn't know. That's
my buddy Jerry found it first, because he was the one that actually found the stuff.
So he's the one that found it. Okay,
so he pushed the buttons, and next thing you know, they drop off this mech made out of animals, which is really hard to say. I've never said it in my life, because it's made of animals. and it's Metal Gear.
Like they're just kind of like stuck together. There's like stacked. They're not like cut. It was just really badly stacked polygons. But it's in the shape of Rex, if I'm not
shape of Rex.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. It was Metal Gear Rex from the first game.
And then after that, it was just let me play the game. So I played the game, beat the first level, got teleported, and then I got to play the second level, and I have to have the next boss fight, which I'm stuck on right now because Jesus fucking Christ, how hard it is. But it's a.
It throws me out that there's boss fights in this game.
This game's a game. It is indeed a game, but it's just a game of.
What? So you have to be on some sort of controlled substance and/or drunk, possibly.
That's not gonna help.
It doesn't.
That would destroy your mind further.
Fair enough.
It's an entertaining game. I have been enjoying Gear Simulator though, at least. It's been funny as shit.
I remember you showing me clips. I'm like, what in God's name am I watching? What is this?
Let me just say, I replaced my antlers with handguns, and that was it.
Say no more. I saw it. I don't need to hear any more than this.
And that just brightened my day at that point. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And why is
so many guns on your head.
The fuck? But
that's something. I
that's Gear Simulator.
That's a whole other ball game.
But other than that, I mean, that's about the main games I've been playing.
Yep.
That's our ramblings about the anime. We catch up with Mike, who gave us a huge insight of what he's got going on with this.
Can't wait for the future on that one.
So we'll see how that goes.
The expansion.
This is pretty much the close out of the podcast.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, we're going to try to get more podcasts out this year. I've got a plan coming out, so we already have another podcast set that we're going to be recording, so that's going to be popping up.
Definitely.
We already have an idea of several podcasts that we will be doing.
Oh, yeah.
So there will be a dedicated podcast for Star Wars, a dedicated podcast for action movies.
Yep.
And then we're still planning, of course, our holiday one, so I'm sure we're going to have the holiday podcast.
It'll probably be a little...
We're going to have Halloween, the Halloween 2 podcast, which we're going to continue on with more Halloween movies.
Oh, definitely.
Probably dig deeper into more well-known franchises, not so well-known ones, kind of get a little bit more into some of the behind-the-scenes in history.
Yeah.
And maybe even ones that you could find on online that are just straight to video. We'll probably talk more about straight to video.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be a good topic to kind of go over.
But other than that, again, this is the DFWAB Club.
Yep.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Roger.
And of course, you had our buddy Captain Mike Electric Starship. We again always want to thank the Electric Starship for allowing us to have the podcast here. And we will see you once again for the podcast next time. Y'all take it easy now.
Woo!